hear Jason Wilde, Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher. Broadcasting live from the ESPN Madison studio, this is Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
It is the Wednesday edition. Are we done with Aaron Rodgers? Are we not done with Aaron Rodgers? What is our official show position on Aaron Rodgers? Because I got to be honest, somebody sent me a text, hey, Rodgers is on McAfee. And I said, that's not my quarterback.
Don't care.
I will admit that eventually I did go to YouTube and watch some of it because I thought I should. But it was freeing. Like, I didn't have to really worry about it unless he, torched the former organization or something. Edition. Now, Randall Cobb, very happy for. We like him on this program. Continues to continue his career at the behest of Aaron Rodgers. Edition. And boy, it was fun yesterday on social media edition of Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, and streaming live with video on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, on WisconsinOnDemand.com and the Wisconsin On Demand app. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Going hat today. I don't know. A lot of big Oregon O's. I think I need to change hats. Jesse Nelson's in the ESPN Madison studios and from his undisclosed location. He is the Packers Hall of Famer. He's Mark Tauscher. Tausch. Hi.
Well, hey, buddy. Before we get into yesterday and the social media component and all,
we don't have to get into that at all. By the way, I'm okay with that.
No, we do because, well, I guess we'll just jump into it. So yesterday, the Jordan Love fifth-year option comes out. We discuss it. I give my honest assessment of what is happening. I said it was a win-win for both sides.
Uh-huh.
I also said it was a big, huge win for the Green Bay Packers.
Genius was the word he used.
Yeah. No, Goody won again. Goody has had a fantastic 2 weeks. I've said that numerous times. Beat the Jets on the negotiation part of it. He's had a great couple weeks. Good draft. He's got a lot of young talent coming into his program. Huge win. I got more anti-Packer rhetoric to me yesterday. You don't like the Pack. What do you guys got against this? People, you want me to give you my honest assessment. That's what I do. My honest assessment is when you have a franchise quarterback, all things are great. I don't know how Jordan Love is going to be. I don't. That uncertainty makes me question things. If that's not fair, I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to continue to do that. I need to see what he can do. The fifth-year option thing and how it all played out, smart move by the Green Bay Packers, smart move by Jordan Love to take money. I said all that, And Jesse put some clip up yesterday that if you listen to the whole thing, it's fair, but he puts the thing up there. It says, oh, this is a shot because about not liking Aaron Rodgers. That's true. I didn't say anything that isn't true. They were sick and tired of Aaron Rodgers. That's why they moved on. It's not because they love Jordan Love. That's all I said. And next thing you know, I'm being called every name under the sun. Hey, I can take it, but I'm also going to speak my mind. And I'm also going to tell you how I feel. And as a Packers fan, and I am, and an alumni and a Hall of Famer in that organization, I feel this way. There is more uncertainty than there's been in 15 years. I'm speaking that uncertainty. And if you can't take that, so be it. I'm okay with that. But the amount of vitriol spewed at us, it bothers me. But I'm going to continue on. I'm not changing my tune. What I said yesterday is what I said. Great move by the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love, hey, you put another $10 million in your pocket, and you get every chance to prove you can play. Those are my points yesterday. I ain't coming off of them. The fact that I have been on this show for 6.5 years, and I have believed every year that they can win a championship. Every year. Because of Aaron Rodgers and because of the greatness that he has and how much I know about the importance of that position and having that guy and that belief, the fact that there's uncertainty it's different. I'm coming to terms with that. I'm going through that process. I've told you that through Kubler. I said I've accepted it. I also have accepted, hey, right now we're not a Super Bowl contending team. It's the first time since I've done this show that that's the case. That's it. There's nothing nefarious. There's nothing else. It's that uncertainty that is in this organization now. And you know what? They feel it too. That's why yesterday it wasn't here's $20 million. That's all I said. And the amount of just angst and vitriol that came via social media, I didn't mute it. I didn't turn it off. Sometimes I wish I had. I looked through it this morning, and I was going to just say, you know what? Just move on. I got a nacho story I want to talk about. But this did bother me enough that I just lay it out there. That's where I'm at as a Packer fan. There's a ton of uncertainty, people. You can act like Jordan Love is a 5-time MVP. He's not. Can he be? God, I hope so. I'm not hoping he stinks. But what I'm saying is yesterday, if he does stink, the Packers won that battle because they have an out now. That's all I said. And the fact that that quote can elicit that reaction was a eye-opener to me again. And I don't typically have to go through that because typically there's a couple of comments. No big deal. The amount yesterday was astounding to me. And that's my little opening statement. I feel like this is a Pack Attack episode where I give my assessment of what happened in the game. I'm giving you my assessment of what happened yesterday. I don't regret one thing I said yesterday because I said win-win. Jordan put money in his pocket, but it's a much bigger win for Green Bay. And yes, there is a ton of uncertainty with this team now. There just is. That's it. Thank you for your service.
It's almost as if the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Look, if you listen to the entirety of the show the last 2 days and you think that I hate Goody and that we can't give him any credit for anything, there does seem to be a faction of the Packers fan base that, and I don't know if it's a coping mechanism, I don't know if it's they just thoroughly believe in Goody, but there's no criticism of Goody. He's done such a great job. Like, don't bring
last
up
2 weeks he has.
Don't bring up that he has traded away Hall of Fame players in back-to-back off seasons. Don't question his draft record. Look, I told you this multiple times yesterday. Before his answer to the fifth-year option question, which obviously perked everyone's ears, not just yours and mine, everyone's, my plan to discuss on Monday's show was what an unbelievable first 2 days he had, and that he got great players that were really intriguing on day 3. I just didn't like the Clifford pick, and I didn't like the Carlson pick. That was going to be my criticism. Otherwise, I thought it was great. I wouldn't give you the word genius, mainly because I just wanted to irritate you. But what they did yesterday was brilliant.
Yes.
Because I don't think, and I've asked our buddy Rob Domofsky, who has the ESPN stats and information folks at his disposal. I was trying to go back on my own, and I'm not sure that my Googling skills were sufficient. But can you think of a player? Now, obviously, quarterbacks are different because their number is the highest for the fifth-year option. But can you think of a player where the team didn't decline the option and didn't pick up the option, but signed the player to a kind of compromise extension before declining or before picking up the option? Because I thought of Nick Perry, but Nick Perry, they declined the option. He played out his fourth season, and then they signed him to a one-year prove-it deal. Then he had double-digit sacks. They signed him to a big extension, and then they regretted it because he didn't live up to the extension. So I don't know how many times since the 2011 draft class a team has signed a player to this sort of bridge contract that's not the fifth-year option and not saying we're not signing you, we're not giving you the option. Now, again, do I think they're picking up the option if he says no, take your extension and forget about it? I don't. I don't think they were going to give him the fifth-year option. I don't believe that. If he had said no to this contract, then it would have been, well, then we're going to decline the option and we'll see if we can work something out after you play out the season. To your point about Jordan, look, I think Jordan has no doubts about his ability. I used a quote from my conversation that didn't get as much attention back in December because we were too busy talking about his trade demand that he hadn't made. But he's very confident in himself. He doesn't walk around with his chest puffed out and saying, boy, I can't wait till Grandpa's out of here so I can be the man. That's not his personality. But I don't doubt his confidence. That said, what he did yesterday, in my opinion, was really smart. Because even if you believe in yourself and you play at a level where they're going to have to pay you a hell of a lot more, they can fold the fifth-year pseudo option that they paid you basically into a new extension after this season, right? But it protects you from suffering a major injury during this season, and then you are cast adrift and you turn into Teddy Bridgewater and you don't get any meaningful opportunities anymore. So I thought you said it was a win-win for both sides. I agreed with you. I tried to irritate you with your continued genius word because genius, I think, should be reserved for really, really, really brilliant things. This was brilliant. I give credit to Goody for it. I give credit to David Mugoletta for it. But, again, if you listen to the entirety of the show as opposed to clicking on a video on social media, maybe you would have a different idea what Tausch said. Listen,
I agree with the clicking. I get it. It's the world we live in. I am a click guy, but I think the times we talk about Aaron Rodgers just irritates people still. And that's okay. But two things can be true. And that's all I said yesterday. Two things can be true. It could be true that the Packers were sick and tired of Aaron Rodgers, that's why he's gone. That's true. And it can be true that they don't know what they have with Jordan Love. That's what is going on. That's where we're at. And how are you going to know? The only way you can tell is by going out and playing. And the Packers mitigated, as you put in your article and Domofsky put in, they mitigated their risk by 50% yesterday. That's a monster win. So now let's just see how it plays out. Let's watch and see. But I think for everybody that's anointing Jordan Love as the next savior, you're putting more on him than I think he deserves. He actually, by doing that yesterday, you've alleviated a little of the pressure, I think, for him moving forward, but the pressure's going to be there.
It is.
You're a starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. It is going to get tense. There's going to be a ton of pressure. That's where we're at. And now it's his football team. We'll see where he takes it. But this whole notion that you have to be all in and saying, well, they're going to be great. They're going to be a world championship contender next year. When I've said this for years, that the huge advantage Green Bay has had is that they've had that guy and they've had that belief in everybody in their locker room. They can hope that that's the case, and that's what they're doing. We all hope, but we don't know. And that's why you want to have a bunch of false, fake confidence. Go ahead. I'm not going to be that guy. That's just not where I'm at.
Why, in your opinion, is the defense of Goody as strong as it is? Is it purely belief in him, or is it he stood up to a guy that we really don't like in Aaron Rodgers? Because, look, and let me add this. Aaron Rodgers is doing nothing to mitigate how much a portion of the Packers fan base hates his guts. Mm-hmm. He's not. I mean, he's going on McAfee.
He's doing everything
yesterday.
we all hoped he would do. He's
Correct.
doing everything in New York that we hoped he'd do the last 2 years in Green Bay.
Correct.
That's what's happening.
And, again, he said yesterday with McAfee that he's going to be there for about half of the remaining practices that the Jets have. He does have his body work guy, which I don't know if we should get. Maybe LabCorp is our body work guy. But he needs his body work guy. He's got Ryan, who is his trainer. Again, they have airplanes. He has lots of money. You could ask Ryan and your bodywork guy to come to Green Bay for certain portions of your offseason program, so you would be able to get the best of both worlds. I would tell him that to his face. But the things that he is saying and things that he is doing with the new team that he's all in lovey-dovey with are things that I think if Packers fans are still thinking about him, which they could say they're not, but they are.
Yeah, they are.
It really pisses them off. And so I'm wondering, and I want to get into that a little bit next, but I do wonder if there's a portion of the fan base, because not everybody, that is slightly overestimating the accomplishments of Brian Gutekunst, mainly because they really don't like Aaron Rodgers, and they have to pick a side, and Goody's their guy. Because I'm not saying he's done everything wrong. By no stretch am I saying that. But I'm not sure he's done as good of a job as the people that are really pissed at us for pointing out some of the shortcomings that have occurred. And that part I don't know.
Well, I think it'll all be how good his new quarterback.
No doubt.
That's where this is. So Goody has handled, as I said yesterday, and as I've said most of the off season and really throughout Goody's time, Goody's done a really good job outside of that handling the starting quarterback, and a lot of that the former starting quarterback. A lot of that's on Aaron Rodgers, too. But the last 2 weeks for Brian Gutekunst has been an A+. You don't have to wait for Mel Kiper or anybody else's draft grade. What he was able to turn the Aaron Rodgers situation into was a bunch of draft picks, a bunch of money off the cap, 13 drafted players that you have a lot of potential in, and you signed your quarterback to 50% less of what he could have made for 2 years to get a really good look into his window as a starting quarterback. That is a home run by any – I don't care if you're a hater of Goody or a Goody stan, you have to acknowledge tip of the cap to Brian Gutekunst. His last 2 weeks have been dynamite good for the Packers organization. Different climates, different houses, it doesn't matter. Different quarterbacks. Pella, Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, has you covered. Wild temperature swings can lead to wild mood swings. Boy, I felt that the last couple of days. So you can give our call. I'm going to give Gina a call. Oh, you're going to talk windows. I'm just going to talk life with Gina. She'll help me get ready to go. Say goodbye to a drafty house that's starting to warm back up. We don't have to have the heater back on. Say goodbye to a drafty house. You can get stunning new windows and doors that will keep your energy costs where they need to be. Order today, and you get 0% interest for 48 months. Hurry up, though. That offer is only good through May 31st. Certain restrictions do apply. Visit their beautiful showroom in Brookfield or order online at PellaWI.com.
You didn't let me set you up.
I'd already went to championship window. And
yeah, I was going to give you Jordan Love may not be a proven commodity, but around here we know the proven commodity is Pella. Never mind. All right.
Sometimes summarizing is even better than setting up.
Randall Cobb is headed to New York. I assume Mercedes Lewis, they're just staggering these announcements.
Is A-Rod the greatest friend to Randall? Could you ever have a better friend than Aaron Rodgers if you're Randall Cobb? I don't think you could.
It's the opposite of how he was to Amari Rodgers. We'll talk a little bit about Green Bay East and also get to the draft picks. I will unveil my power rankings of my 5 favorite Packers draft picks. And frankly, I've got some honorable mentions that I also will be including in my power rankings. That's all still ahead. Stick around. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Are you dreaming of a new look? Let the pros at 5 Star Painting bring color to your world, to your interior, exterior, cabinets, and more. We make it easy with online scheduling, free on-site estimates, and a dedicated project manager on every job. Uneasy about hiring a contractor? We know, we've been there. 5 Star Painting is customer-focused and quality-driven, exceeding expectations every time. Call or visit 5starpainting.com today. 5 Star Painting, a neighborly company.
Let's face it, we put our moms through a lot. I know I did. There's no way you should let Mother's Day slip by this year. Thank your mom or your wife with farm fresh flowers from Bouqs. That's short for bouquets. I got you guys 20% off, so you can thank your moms too. My mom was my best friend. She's not here anymore, but I made sure every single Mother's Day to send her great flowers. You can give your mom regular Mom's Day flowers or make her day spectacular with flowers from Bouqs. Here's what I love about them. Bouqs is different. Their flowers are sourced directly from the best farms and cut fresh, so they last way longer. Mother's Day is May 14th, and don't let it sneak by. Order your Bouqs now, and while you're there, check out their flower subscription so Mom feels your love all year long. Go to Bouqs.com and use promo code KEY for 20% off. That's BOUQS.com, promo code KEY.
Hear that? That's the sound of the 2023 Chevy Silverado's turbo high-output engine, delivering impressive power with no compromised durability. Whether you're helping friends move or just moving some friends, this is the sound of a family with plenty of rear seat room to enjoy the ride. And this is the sound of you heading to your local Chevy dealer today. Find your Silverado and find new roads. Chevrolet. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
Clinical trials are essential to advancing medications, vaccines, and devices. LabCorp has been conducting clinical trials for over 40 years and has helped bring many of the medications we use today to market. You may be compensated up to $19,250 for time and participation in trials. At LabCorp, your safety is the #1 priority. Learn more about how you can help advance the future of medicine at LabCorpClinicalTrials.com. That's LabCorpClinicalTrials.com.
Are you excited to enjoy the great outdoors this summer without pesky mosquitoes buzzing by your head? Well, Mosquito Joe of Madison is here to get rid of those annoying mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas so you can enjoy your backyard in peace. Mosquito Joe also offers rodent and perimeter pest control to keep the creepy crawlers out of your house. Head over to madison.mosquitojoe.com to request a quote. Don't wait. Trust Mosquito Joe to get rid of the annoying buzz and make your summer bite-free.
Like, share, and follow ESPN Madison everywhere. Join us on Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok for more great content from ESPN Madison. This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
All right, Jesse, do you have that little ding sound effect ready?
Are you really going to switch hats every segment?
No, I like this one. I'm going to stick with this one.
That's a good-looking hat. Looks kind of cartoonish. Cartoonish.
Well, I thought with the Oregon O on the shirt and then on the hat, it was too much O.
There's a lot of O's.
It's a lot of O.
Yeah.
Right?
A lot of O.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't wear a lot of hats, but I probably should start, given my thinning hairline, unless I'm going to fire up the Rogaine. All right. Let's go through this. I don't want to... I guess we could do them chronologically, but the first one to go to New York was actually before Aaron Rodgers, but at certainly Aaron Rodgers' behest, and to make sure he came, that would be Nathaniel Hackett. Then Aaron Rodgers. Well, wait, no. Alan Lazard first. Then Aaron Rodgers. No, wait. Aaron Rodgers wasn't there yet. Well, they got Tim Boyle either. Then they added this week Billy Turner. And now they've added Randall Cobb. And he has said, if I'm playing football, I want to play with Mercedes Lewis. I want to end my career with that guy. So you know he's next. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we count Mercedes Lewis, this will be 6 people that are joining the fray at his behest in one form or another. 5 players, 1 coach. If this isn't proof that in 2020, Aaron Rodgers watched Brian Gutekunst select his replacement and watched the Tampa Bay Buccaneers bend over backwards to give Tom Brady everything he could possibly ask for and more, including, I don't want to call him crazy because that I don't make jokes about mental health, but Antonio Brown was a risk for them to pick up with his behavior. Mm-hmm. And they gave Tom Brady that. He wanted Antonio Brown, got Antonio Brown. They paid Cam Brate, as if you remember Matt Hasselbeck talking about on this show, when they didn't want Cam Brate, just like the Packers didn't want Randall Cobb. But I don't think, Tausch, we could sit here and say, well, the Packers gave him Randall Cobb, so it's not like they didn't do anything for him. That was it. And Goody flat out after that trade said, I didn't want to do this. We did this for Aaron. So is it just a case of Aaron Rodgers wanting to have what Tom Brady had in Tampa Bay, and this team's doing everything that I want for them? This is what I want. And frankly, he also managed to get his Super Bowl winning coach pushed out in order for him to keep playing for them the following year in Tampa, if you recall, because he didn't like Bucko Bruce either. I mean, I don't think he'll be pushing out Rob Saleh, as he calls him, but they are giving Aaron Rodgers everything he wants. He mentioned yesterday he wants to throw out a first pitch at a Mets and a Yankees game. I would assume that'll be happening in each of their next homestands.
Yeah, I guess I don't understand from Aaron's standpoint what he wants here. He had all these guys in Green Bay. So they didn't get it done. So I don't get – I understand you want to keep Randall Cobb. He's your buddy. You bring him along. All of the other stuff is just – it doesn't make sense to me. Now, Aaron must have a bigger and better plan and understanding what that looks like. Does that mean he just didn't like how Matt LaFleur went about his business as a coach? That he's going to coach him up better?
Well,
or what?
What's
going to be the big difference? These guys are all a year older. They're not better.
Yeah, I don't want to Tausch-splain this, which I think should definitely be a segment. We need to get a partner on it because I love Tausch-splaining. You're very good at it. So I just think that in his mind, these are guys that are complementary pieces, not in the roles that they would have been in Green Bay. Like, he's got Garrett Wilson.
Lazard ain't no complimentary piece.
No, definitely not. But Tim Boyle's their third quarterback, right? I mean, they've made it very clear they're not giving up on Zach Wilson. Their hope is that Rodgers plays these next 2 years, Zach Wilson gets his act together, being mentored by him, and then he, if Rodgers only plays 2 years, could take over and be their guy.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. I did not think that Packer fans' Q rating on Aaron Rodgers could go any lower than after they traded him.
But it has.
It's gotten lower. The way he has handled this and the way he's working out with the guys and he's looks refreshed and rejuvenated and he's kind of sticking.
He does look happy.
I think his Q rating is lower than it's ever been, and I appreciate his loyalty to these guys. I respect that. I don't know if that's in his best interest to win. You're telling me, the chemistry with Randall Cobb, I get all that. But you're talking about guys that are older. Mercedes Lewis is close to 40 years old, right? Isn't he like 38, 39?
He is 38.
Billy Turner, I don't know how much he played last year.
He had an injury.
Is he going to be your starting right tackle or right guard? Good luck. Good luck, but I think from a Packer fan standpoint, you're looking at this and saying, boy, he was definitely everybody that had negative connotations about Aaron Rodgers, you can really look at it and say, yeah, the thank God Aaron's gone crowd, these are all options that kind of force you to say, yeah, good move again, Goody. That's what this is. That's what people are saying.
So, all right, I totally get what you're saying, but what I was trying to point out is, look, Allen Lazard is not going to be the number one receiver for the Jets, which is what he was last year for the Packers. There was a 4-game stretch where Christian Watson was great. I am not in any way downplaying what he did during that 4-game stretch. But when they put up 42 on the Vikings, Christian Watson had 1 catch for 11 yards in that game. You wouldn't think that if he had moved into the number one receiver role that he would have had 1 reception in a game where he scored 42 points, right? I mean, I think when you look at how these guys are going to be utilized, look, if we're being honest, Mercedes Lewis probably played too many snaps last season if you were a good team, right? He can still run block like nobody's business. But how much of a receiving threat is he? Did he even have 10 catches last season?
Big catch against Jacksonville down the sideline. Or Miami down the sideline.
Yes, no doubt about it. But if you're looking at, for instance...
Which I don't even think, by the way, that was a catch. If they would have viewed it, I think it would have ended up being a drop, right?
The Jets, and how can I forget that Malik Taylor, former Packer, is also on their roster, although I don't think that one's at Aaron Rodgers' behest. Garrett Wilson, Malik Taylor, Deontay Spencer, Denzel Mims, Alan Lazard, Mecole Hardman, Corey Davis, some guy named Erwin Charles, whose work I'm not familiar with. And now Randall Cobb will be added to that. I guess what I'm saying is that if you've got Alan Lazard in a 2/3 role and you've got Randall Cobb in a 20 snaps a game role, and catching punts that you can't afford to fumble, and he's just there to be sure-handed, and he's there to make the quarterback happy, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with adding Mercedes Lewis, and if you play 65 offensive snaps, he plays 25 to 30 as a blocking tight end. Now, I don't know their depth chart at tight end, but I would argue that if the Packers are smart, I think they'd be better off with Mercedes Lewis on their own team, with all these children that they have in their locker room. I think he would have value, and I think if you're going to run the ball as much as I think they're going to, I think he would be a good player to keep if you could keep him away from Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. My point is that I don't think that they are giving Aaron Rodgers these guys to take on these crucial roles, whereas Alan Lazard was the number one receiver, and Randall Cobb probably played more snaps than you would want him to. If Amari Rodgers, A, had been better, and B, Aaron Rodgers hadn't treated him like garbage, he would have played more snaps. And Randall Cobb would have played fewer. So I don't feel like they're giving him the moon, the sun, and the stars in New York, is what I'm saying.
They're giving him a lot. They're giving him...
more than most players get.
I think we need to revisit our thought process a couple years ago, where it's great to have the quarterback in the conversations, but I think it's best suited let general managers be general managers. Let your quarterback give you input, but like Goody did, not really listening to anything unless it was mandated by other people that you need to bring this guy in. Because I don't necessarily know how much success that's going to breed when you're talking about bringing in all your old buddies. Maybe I'll be wrong, but it feels like this is more about Aaron having comfortability with the guys he knows and making this a softer landing with a tough transition. Maybe not. Maybe Randall Cobb still has a value, no question. But if you're counting on him to be your 2/3, I think with the injuries and what he's been able to do, it has not proven to be a great bet if we're looking at what we've seen, especially last season.
We're going to do a little Did You Hear This? Because I do want to get into the discussion of how much Aaron Rodgers is irritating you. Or maybe as a Packers fan, you have completely, and I would appreciate it if you don't turn off the show, but maybe you have blocked him out to such a degree that you have no idea what's going on. You're not seeing him on social media. You're not seeing him at sporting events. You're not hearing him on McAfee. You've just completely, he is dead to you. But for the Packers fans that he's not completely dead to, he's pissing them off.
Yeah.
In a very big way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
So we'll play a little Did You Hear This from his appearance yesterday with McAfee. Want to remind you, once upon a time, Aaron Rodgers was getting his checks from Associated Bank. I don't know what the official bank of the Jets is, and I don't care because I'm with the official bank of the Packers, and that is Associated Bank. They've got great customer service. I've experienced it firsthand. I didn't need them to win all the awards that they've won for their customer service because I'd experienced how good they are. I also have experienced what it's like to fill out a checkbook and keep track of your checks and your register and everything else. Well, if you're not into that, they've got Access Checking. You can do it all online, no minimums, all kinds of great perks to that. And, of course, they've always got Brewers Checking as well and Packers Checking that both come with great perks, too. Check out AssociatedBank.com to find out more. A little Did You Hear This next? It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. There's nothing like a great summer road trip. If you're like me, I'm sure you're always ready to hit the road when the weather is warm and up for a new adventure. But the absolute last thing you want to have happen during a summer road trip doesn't have to do with a campfire or a travel reservation. It's car trouble. Make sure your vehicle is ready to take on every potential challenge thanks to the fantastic service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Get a tune-up, check the battery, check your tires, change the oil. I just went in and did all of that. Makes you feel so much more confident about your car anytime you're getting out on the road. Make sure all the inner workings of your vehicle are in tip-top shape so you can focus on fun and not finding maintenance help during your summer road trip this year. Call Zimbrick Chevrolet to schedule an appointment with their incredible service team on Main Street in Sun Prairie, or check out their services and schedule an appointment online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Four-star quarterback commit to the University of Wisconsin. It is Mabry Matoyer. Tell Badgers fans, what are they getting in Mabry Matoyer?
I'm a dual-threat quarterback. When we need a first down, I'm the man to give the ball, put the balls in my hands and I'll make something happen.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania is also brought to you by UW Credit Union, Stoughton Trailers, Nations Lending, and the Great Dane.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Forward Madison FC's professional soccer season is in full swing from Breeze Stevens Field. The Flamingos' next home game is Thursday, May 18th at 7 p.m., only 4 days after Mother's Day. To celebrate, Forward Madison has the perfect ticket package for any mom in your life. Get a ticket, belt bag, can of wine, and bumper stickers starting at just $33. To purchase this package or single game tickets, head to forwardmadisonfc.com. Forward Madison, fun for all.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Deja vu. Green Bay has traded with New York.
Aaron Rodgers is going to the New York Jets. It's official. It is happening, finally, after all this time.
This is 100.5 ESPN.
I live for the applause, applause, applause. I live for the applause, applause. Live for the applause, applause. Live for the way that you cheer and scream for me. The applause, applause, applause. Give me the feeling of love. Turn the lights on. Put your hands up, make them turn it down. Give me the feeling of love.
So, Tausch, did you catch the former Packers quarterback on Pat McAfee yesterday?
I did not. No, I missed it.
Well, you're in luck, because we've got the highlights for you in Did You Hear This?
Consider it the radio version of a conversation at the water cooler. It's time for Did You Hear This? On Wilde Tausch.
Morning, fellas.
Oh, new camera angle. Look at you.
You like this?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that looks good.
I'm gonna work on my
Jesse,
lighting a little bit.
you get the feeling that Aaron Rodgers, it's almost as if it's like you break up, and then now you're posting all these new pictures where you're
lost weight on
my best
vacation with
different girls.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It reminds me, my girlfriend left me because I was always eating pasta.
Oh, no.
Kind of feeling cannelloni right now. Cannelloni right now. No, it was good.
No,
That was good.
top five worst.
No
puns.
way.
Yes, it's
There's
on the
been
list.
some bad ones in here.
I mean, your
That's a
execution
bad
didn't
one?
help.
Cannelloni.
Cannelloni.
It could use a
But I
rotini
put
bit of
cannelloni.
improvement.
That's a force, Jesse. All right, let's do.
While Tausch looks for more, let's do this.
Hey, Jesse, speaking of that,
yeah.
I know your
Uh-huh.
voice was a little bad.
Yeah, it
a
was.
pig lost his voice, and now he's disgruntled.
Okay. That's better.
Certainly better than the previous one.
You didn't like the cannelloni?
You stumbled over the most important word.
No,
The
I didn't.
execution
I
was
added
poor.
to it. I put cannelloni instead of cannoli. Cannoli. It's not a
I'm
cannoli.
sorry, with what?
Cannelloni. Yeah. All right, let's go.
Here's Aaron Rodgers saying he's having fun in New York.
I think everybody's excited to have me here, and it's been fun to meet all the guys. And as guys start to trickle in, and get to spend some time with CJ Uzama today, who's an awesome guy, and Nicole, and got my locker next to Allen, so that's some familiarity there. But it's been fun to get to know the guys, start working on my cadence, just kind of easing into it all. It's been a blast, and all the other things that the city has to offer. Everything's new and different and exciting, and I'm just enjoying it, man. I really am.
He sounds like the main character in a rom-com that goes to New York for the first time and is like, Everything here is so new and exciting and fun, and I love it. It's like Elf.
Ah.
All that's missing is Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston's not an elf, is she?
No, she's not. No, but rom.
No, it wasn't the elf thing. It was the rom-com
Jennifer
thing.
Aniston is Jennifer Aniston the rom-com queen? I don't think so.
Drew
I'd go Kate
Barrymore.
Hudson over Jen Aniston.
No, Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore.
No. I think you could make a really good argument, Kate Hudson, not just because of
You're
How to
so
Lose a Guy.
biased. You love that movie.
I am biased. She is the. You take Adam Sandler movies out of the equation for Jen Aniston. She's not doing that many rom-coms, people.
The Breakup is a rom-com and a breakup com.
Is it really that comedic? It's not that comedic. It's more dark.
Dark.
It's not as comedic as I would like it
moments
to
is there
be.
in Breakup? How many laugh out loud moments are there in the Breakup?
Lots of them when they're like at war with each other. There's all kinds of funny moments there. All right, I'm
Anyways,
sorry. It all bow down to Kate Hudson. Yes, I'm sorry. My fault.
Well, Kate Hudson's the GOAT of rom-com actresses for our era. The new era, I don't even know if they do rom-coms anymore. Yeah, Aaron is obviously wanting to make sure everybody knows how happy he is in New York. He's putting on a good front. He probably is really happy. It's new. I think he loves getting in the mix on stuff. He's obviously a huge sports fan. Gets to go to the Garden, watch a bunch of Knicks basketball, and so it's all good right now. Everybody loves him up there. We'll see. Just like we'll see with Jordan Love as quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, we shall see. Things get a little dicey. That Jets schedule, I don't know who's saying it was soft. They got a lot of games. That thing can go haywire quick up there. And then the Packers get a better pick. So I think right now everything is coming up seashells and sunshine. That doesn't mean they're in a big old riptide coming, because there is. Now how you swim through that, that'll be the interesting part.
The top 5 highest grossing rom-com actresses in movie history. And I think we have to adjust the list for inflation, because I don't think it gives the real GOAT what she deserves, because at number 5, Meg Ryan. She's like the queen of the rom-com.
Yeah, she's before our era, though. For me. I think you're a
Maybe
little
before
older.
yours. I'm a little bit older, exactly. So at number 5, Meg Ryan. At number 4,
Reese Witherspoon's got to be in there. Reese has to be in there.
No, she's pretty far down the list.
Really?
Also,
Okay.
your gal, not even in the top 10. At number 4, Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Sandy.
Yeah. She's kind of got that everyday vibe to her. I could see that.
At number 3, Drew Barrymore. At number 2, Jennifer Aniston. And at number 1, I understand that her career took a much more Oscar-worthy turn, Julia Roberts.
Helen Mirren?
Yes, Helen Mirren. How to Lose an Octogenarian
Julia
in 10 days.
Roberts over Kate Hudson for a rom-com actress?
I'm just telling you
Take
what
Pretty-
this
hey,
is based
take
on.
Pretty
Gross
Woman out of the
domestic
equation,
box
Jason.
office.
I understand. Take Pretty Woman out of the equation? I'm sorry. Julia Roberts, no. Pretty Woman, big hit, great movie. What are we, the Nottingham Bride? I don't know if that's that great of it. I don't know.
I don't
I'm
even
out.
think that's the name of that film. Let's do one more clip from the former Packers quarterback, shall we?
Did you hear this?
Yeah, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers. Recognizing how important it is to have that bond with his teammates and get some off-season
Oh,
work into
really?
everyone.
That's interesting.
You know, I want to make sure I was ready to go once this started. Obviously, I've spent a lot of time out west over the last few years in the off season, which has honestly been incredible for me, because those workouts there, my bodywork guy Tommy out there, the structure is so incredible. I feel like that's what puts me in the best shape to be successful once the season starts. But I knew with a new team that I'm going to have to be here a little bit more just to get to know the guys, let them feel the cadence, and start to, step into the leadership role that is going to be open for my, seamless transition. production there as a quarterback. So definitely wanted to be here a little bit more.
That right there is sticking a craw in every Packer fan's face. That's what that was. Now, is some of his points valid? Obviously, the cadence, everybody in Green Bay. Did the young guys know his cadence in Green Bay when he was there?
No.
They didn't.
No.
So it is really hard for I can understand Aaron trying to sell it that way, but as Packer fans, I don't think people are buying that. I think it really, really irks folks that are in the camp of saying, why the hell weren't you here last offseason with a bunch of young players that needed you? That's what people are, and it's a valid argument that I don't know what your pushback is to that. If you're Aaron, I don't know what you'd say.
I don't know,
Jason,
but I can't wait to ask
always say. You know what they always say. You plan
I don't,
and all that stuff.
I don't.
Never make plans with croissants.
Oh, why is that?
They're very flaky. Because they're very flaky.
Oh, yeah.
Well, apparently
1 for 3. I'm in the Hall of Fame.
That's
with that.
pretty good.
1 out of 3.
that was that you really forced that laughter there, Mark Murphy. Nice work.
Really
All
baked it in there.
I will. I want to discuss this a little further because I'm not sure. I'm a little worried if we take calls on it that there could be profanity, and I don't want Jesse to have to use the dump
listen,
button.
phone calls are a lot better than tweeting, I think. I want to hear it because I'm fascinated how much people are just done, and it is more than 70%.
Is he pissing you off?
About 70.
Is he pissing you off as a Packers fan? Yes or no? 844-770-30.
Is that a canyon?
I don't know. We'll have to find out together. I'll put that in the field. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. More next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tauscher here, telling you that now is the time to call Mosquito Joe of Madison. If you're like me, you're looking forward to grilling and hanging out in the backyard this summer. Don't let Mosquito stop you. My family and I, we are so happy to have Mosquito Joe on our team. So thankful they were able to help us out last year, and we know trusting Mosquito Joe means we get to do less swatting and much more relaxing this summer. And Mosquito Joe now offers perimeter pest control to keep the ants, the stink bugs, the spiders, and other crawlers out of your house. Go to madison.mosquitojoe.com to request a quote today. That's madison.mosquitojoe.com. Outside is fun again when you go with Mosquito Joe.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. With the NFL draft in the rearview mirror, 2 former Badgers who didn't get drafted are getting their first opportunities in the NFL. Offensive lineman Tyler Beach is signed with the Houston Texans as an undrafted free agent, and safety John Torchio has 2 scheduled tryouts, the first of which with former teammate Joe Tippmann's new team, the New York Jets. If the Jets do not sign Torchio after his tryout, he will have a second tryout with the Tennessee Titans. Continued coverage on Badgers in the draft over at ESPNWisconsin.com.
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
Ben Brust from Scalzo and Brust to tell you about one of my favorite teams in the area, Zimbrick European. For over 3 years, I've trusted them with my car buying process, and I'm never going anywhere else. From Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, their pre-owned and Sprinter vans, they have something for everyone. Don't drive something ordinary when you can drive something extraordinary. I love the sexiest car on the lot that I found this time, a nice Zimbrick Mercedes. Find what you love. Test drive, and they will make leasing affordable. Zimbrick European.
Looking for your next spot out with family or friends? Head to one of Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company's 4 locations in the Madison area. Whether you're on the east side, downtown, in Fitchburg, or at Hilldale, you're sure to enjoy one of Madison's favorite traditions. Head to GreatDanePub.com to find a location near you. Always local, always welcoming, and always committed to the craft. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994.
Your fitness on your time. Hi, it's Sarah Tauscher for the Prairie Athletic Club. Group fitness classes are now being offered every hour at the Pack, helping you achieve all of your health and fitness goals. Choose from body pump, RPM, and sprint, just to name a few. Make health and fitness a part of your everyday life in 2023. Come see for yourself why the Prairie Athletic Club is voted the best place to work out year after year. Spring forward with savings on your membership. Visit prairieathletic.com for details. That's prairieathletic.com.
Hi, this is Brian Posick, and I can't wait for Marco Siki's 5th annual Casting for Kids Fishing Tournament, Saturday, May 20th on the Madison Chain of Lakes to benefit the American Family Children's Hospital and the UW Carbone Cancer Center. Check in at the Alliant Energy Center at 7 a.m. Fishing starts at 8, happy hour at 2:30, then dinner and auction at 3:30. It's a great day for fishing and fundraising on Saturday, May 20th. Register now and check out the online auction at castingforkids.org. That's casting4kids.org.
When you're injured, call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 30 years and proudly partnering with Wilde Tausch. Miss any of the show? Find it with Wisconsin On Demand. Presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Saturday on ESPN Radio.
Rosarena to right field, and it's gone!
It's a showdown in the AL East when the New York Yankees head to the Trop to face the first-place Tampa Bay Rays. Coverage begins Saturday at 3:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
When I'm gone, I'm never really gone. You think you're moving on, but it won't be for long. You'll see when I'm gone, I'm never really gone. You think you're moving on, but no one's gonna feel like.
Listen, I think I'll be able to throw pretty good to him, about 60 or 70. I think that's just
What?
man,
Hell yeah. See those mountains over there, pal? Hell yeah.
I mean, I bet you Dan Marino could pick up a ball right now and sling that thing around a little bit. So I think I'll still be able to throw for a long time.
That is Aaron Rodgers with his guys, Pat McAfee and the crew. Ty Schmidt still working through his Elizabeth Kubler-Ross process, clearly. I don't think Packers fans are. Although I know anger is earlier in the process, but I feel like they are starting to circle back. They've reached acceptance, but now they're angry for another reason. 844-770-3776. A couple of tweets I want to get to, and then we'll kick off the 10 o'clock hour with all of your calls because they are lining up in droves. So just be patient over there. First, from the Packer Outsider, who, again, I don't know if this is like a burner account.
You think this is
for
Badgers
Derek
Outsider
Blakesley, or just someone who took the concept and applied it to the Packers, which, you know, DB is great when it comes to IT, Derek Blakesley, but not so much maybe from trademarking. Using Tausch's logic of removing Pretty Woman from Julia Roberts' resume, you then have to remove How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days from Kate Hudson's.
Yeah, that's a really fair point. It's fair. Because Kate, while she has had other rom-com hits, I can't name them. And Julia Roberts, I can name some other ones. So my bias maybe got in the way a little bit there. Julia, I may have to tip the cap to JR. She might be.
Matt Coonan, the fact that Tausch combined Notting Hill and Runaway Bride kind of supports the argument for Julia Roberts. Also a good point.
Again, another good point.
And then this not rom-com related from Marcus. So when Favre went to the Jets, I'd say more Green Bay fans, myself and Jesse Nelson included, genuinely wanted him to succeed. Curious what percentage of people want Rodgers to fail miserably in New York City. Poll worthy, he asks. See, it takes a village, and we appreciate Marcus. Yeah. So, obviously, there is a component of them failing moves the quality of the draft pick up. So, acknowledging that is baked into the cake. I also think personal feelings, and again, maybe it's just people are louder on Twitter, But I don't think so, because I have friends who have texted me that aren't on Twitter, that aren't saying this publicly, saying it privately. There are F-bombs involved. They are not enjoying this Aaron Rodgers 2.0.
No, this last part I think really irks people, the working with the young players and doing all that. So I think we take the draft pick out of the equation because that will only spur it on even more. I just wonder if you basically say, yes, this really blanks me off, or I'm done with it. I don't care. I don't care what Aaron does. I think it won't be Canyon-esque because I think there's people that say they don't care, but I still think they do care. I think everybody still has a feigning interest in what Aaron Rodgers is doing.
It pisses me off. I don't care. I wish him well.
There you go.
I'm not sure how that's going to go.
I wish him well will be under Canyon. It will be under 2%. I feel fairly confident about that.
All right, we'll get that poll in the field. We'll get to your calls on this. And we are not getting through this show without me giving you my power rankings of my favorite draft picks. We are talking about the draft. We are delivering on that promise come hell or high water. Okay? So don't you fret. Tausch, you can tell folks about our great partnership with American Family Insurance while I tweak my power rankings so they're ready for when we eventually get to them.
Sounds like a plan, and it sounds like a plan to get to a Badger game next year, whether it's basketball, football. Excitement is high. So Wisconsin offered a 5-star hoopster yesterday as well. Badger fans, American Family Insurance wants to give you and a friend a VIP experience at a Badger football or basketball game during the 2023 season. You and a friend will also receive pregame sideline or courtside passes, tour of the facility, tons of merch to support your Wisconsin Badgers. Enter today at amfam.com/Badgers. That's amfam.com/Badgers. No purchase is necessary. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Is Aaron Rodgers pissing you off? 844-770-3776. We'll get to your calls next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Are you excited to enjoy the great outdoors this summer without pesky mosquitoes buzzing by your head? Well, Mosquito Joe of Madison is here to get rid of those annoying mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas so you can enjoy your backyard in peace. Mosquito Joe also offers rodent and perimeter pest control to keep the creepy crawlers out of your house. Head over to madison.mosquitojoe.com to request a quote. Don't wait. Trust Mosquito Joe to get rid of the annoying buzz and make your summer bite-free.
Hey, this is Craig Karmazin. Join Kyle Wallace and me every Sunday morning for Sunday Karma on a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN Madison studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Another former Packer joining Aaron Rodgers in the Big Apple. No, it's not Nathaniel Hackett. No, it's not Alan Lazard. It's Randall Cobb, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, joining the Jets for the 2023 season. What's old is new again, as Aaron Rodgers said he's happy to see all the new and exciting things in New York happening this year. And he joined the Pat McAfee show yesterday.
Been a blast, and all the other things that the city has to offer. Everything's new and different and exciting, and I'm just enjoying it, man. I really am.
That's good for him. Your reactions to Aaron Rodgers in New York coming up next on Wilde and Tausch right here on 100.5 ESPN. Meanwhile, baseball, the Brewers fall 3-2 in their first stop on the 6-game West Coast road trip in Colorado last night. Brewers and Rockies back at it tonight, 7:40 first pitch at Coors Field. NBA playoffs continue tonight on ESPN Radio. Game 2, Sixers Celtics.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or visit metrokiaofmadison.com.
I've been grinding so long, been trying it for years. And I got nothing to show, just climbing this rope right here. And if there's a man upstairs, he kept bringing me rain. But I've been sending up prayers and something
10 o'clock hour, Wilde Tausch, begins now. And let's get straight to your calls. Is Aaron Rodgers pissing you off? It's a simple question. 844-770-3776. Let's get started. Let's start with Justin in Middleton. Justin, good morning. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good, gentlemen. It's great to speak to Wilde. And is it Touch?
Tosh.
It is. Wondering.
Tosh.
Is it Touch? It's Wilde and Touch.
You never
isn't
know.
it?
Yeah, so I have 2 quick points. My first point being, I think most of us are just done with Aaron Rodgers. So for me, I just try not to pay attention to him. That helps me mentally and emotionally move on from him. As you know, I'm not necessarily a Packers fan. I root for them to be successful. So, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on Mr. Rodgers. And also my thoughts on Jordan Love really quickly is I think he's going to be successful. I think he's going to have a good career. And it was interesting listening to Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. And Keyshawn said that he sees him as a proverbial Pro Bowler in the future. So I would like to hear you guys' thoughts on that. And just in closing, just be careful around stairs because, they're always up to something.
Oh, my gosh.
I like that. Anytime we get a pun thrown in, if we get a pun thrown in on trivia, we're going to throw them an extra entry. Is that fair, Jesse?
We're not. No. We're not going to encourage this behavior.
I'll say this. To Justin's point on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, and Keyshawn's talking about Pro Bowl. I think there's a better chance that Jordan Love, look at the list of quarterbacks in the NFL, in the NFC. Jordan Love, if he is good, he's going to make a Pro Bowl. If he's good. He doesn't need to be all world. I believe there was Huntley made it from the AFC last year.
Snoop.
Now
yeah.
I'm talking about being a top 3, not a fifth alternate.
He went as an alternate.
That's what I'm saying. I understand that, but I'm saying you could say he's a Pro Bowl quarterback.
You could.
Jordan Love is in a position where the NFC, it is wide open from that. So if he is better than anyone expects, kudos, and he can be a Pro Bowl quarterback. But Keyshawn doesn't know any more than anybody else. Nobody really knows, and we have to wait and see. I know nobody wants to hear that, but that's where we're at.
All right, so to your point, you know who went to the Pro Bowl in 2018?
Vince Young?
Mitchell Trubisky.
There you go. I would not judging Jordan Love on Pro Bowls is not what I'm interested in.
But
it would be good.
Yeah, the greater point, though, is what on earth is Keyshawn Johnson basing that on?
Yeah.
He's never talked to Jordan Love. He's never watched Jordan Love practice. He's seen him play one game against the Chiefs and 10 snaps against the Eagles. Look, I have said this repeatedly. I really like him, and I think he's gotten a very challenging situation handed to him, just like Rodgers did 18 years ago. I don't want him to fail, but I don't know either if he's going to be any good or not. And no one else does either. And I've seen him throw more passes than almost anybody. So let's just be realistic, okay? I want him to succeed.
I'll say this. There's definitely a groundswell of national media folks. I saw this on some of the tweets that I looked through yesterday.
How'd that
go? That were talking about Ryan Clark and Swagoo, kind of saying, well, people are going to be rooting for Jordan Love nationally, unlike what was happening with Aaron Rodgers before. And I think part of that is a little vitriol going towards Aaron, but also I think Jordan Love just stepping into this situation. I think there are more Packer fans now nationally in the media than there was with Aaron Rodgers leading the team. That's just my opinion.
844-770-3776. Let's hit the road with trucker Mark. Mark, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Good morning. Good morning, gentlemen. I think Aaron Rodgers is like that drama queen friend everybody's just so used to. But when he was on the show and he was saying what he was saying, I think I pulled a muscle rolling my eyes. I mean, I swore I wasn't going to swear on this, so
Thank you.
I just think it's a bunch of malarkey.
It's a good word.
Great word, malarkey.
Nincompoop, also one of my favorites. So did it bother you, or did you just slough it off like this guy's trying to convince everybody how happy he is? He can do whatever he wants. I don't really give a you-know-what about how he's feeling.
I think he's getting a good hand or a good cue card given to him by the PR people in New York.
All right, so here's the one thing I would say. I think he is doing this on purpose. I don't think he needs any help. I think Tausch's analogy earlier about the post-breakup, and again, back when, I don't know how long ago you had a breakup before Sarah came along, but my breakups pre-Paula were pre-social media. I think maybe there was like MySpace back then, but this is exactly what he's doing. Like, he wants everyone to see how happy he is in New York. And look at my new girlfriend and everything she's doing for me that my last girlfriend, Brian Gutekunst, didn't. I do think that that's what's occurring here.
He's definitely showing out. There's no doubt. He has been very visible.
But he's also trying harder himself. Like, he's bringing flowers and chocolates to the dates. Like,
he's working.
He wasn't putting forth that same effort when he was dating Goody. He wasn't. He wasn't showing up for the offseason. He wasn't saying nice things about him.
His motivation to win is much higher than, and this is the part that pisses Packer fans off. His motivation to win was always strong, but I think his motivation and dedication to what he's doing now, I think Packer fans have a question. Why the hell weren't you doing that the last 2 years? Because you're obviously, he wants to show not only himself, he has always been motivated by extrinsic things.
Great word.
The extrinsic thing here is Goody, the Packers, and he's doing everything that he knows will get under people's skin. And I think he's doing it because he knows he needs to do it, but it's also that added bonus of, yeah, I'm also sticking it to you guys.
Yeah,
I do think that's all part of the deal.
I do think it's important to say it's last year that people have, I think, a legitimate beef with, right? Like, he was mad in 21 going into the season. The dude was the NFL MVP. He didn't play well in the San Francisco playoff game. I get that, but I don't think that he was unmotivated or didn't care as much or was not as.
He always would.
Last year,
he wants to win. He wanted to do that, but
last year was the year where I think you can question whether he did everything he needed to do to give that team the best chance to win. He broke his thumb. I still think they're a playoff team if he doesn't get hurt. I don't think they're a Super Bowl team. But the offseason stuff that I harped on again and again and again, especially given his history with the offseason program throughout his career, and now he's doing it in New York and saying the same things about the offseason program in New York that he used to say about the offseason program in Green Bay.
That's what pisses people off.
That's what bothers me if I'm a Packers fan.
For sure. Yes.
844-770-3776. Let's keep going with your calls. Let's go to Laura in Pewaukee. Laura, good morning. Welcome to Wilde Tausch. How are you today?
I'm good. Good morning, guys. Thank you for your service. I've got a little bit of maybe a different take on it. I am aggravated with Rodgers in the way he's doing exactly what you just described. But I also just kind of feel sorry for him. I think he's a guy who's just searching for significance and for meaning, and he's motivated by being slighted or seeking revenge. And I think in the end, that just never satisfies. And so I kind of feel sorry for him. And on the other hand, I think he set himself up to control everything in New York the way he did in Green Bay. Hackett won't hold him accountable, and what Saleh has to say really doesn't matter. So I laughed when I heard him say Saleh. He liked that Saleh was an alpha. So that's my take.
Laura, Call more often. Great call. We appreciate you. Thank you for your service.
Sound graph. That might be a sound graph.
It was really good because I completely agree with her on the searching thing. Now, I would be curious because whenever he says things like this guy's an alpha, is he in turn implying that Matt LaFleur would be a beta? Am I doing that right?
Yeah, that I think I don't think it takes a long rope to make that conclusion. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I'm sorry, was there a pun coming at the end of that rope line?
No, I don't have my pun calendar up, but what I'm saying is I don't think you have to look very hard to see that there's a correlation there, yes. I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, I would agree. Look, I don't know, from an accountability standpoint to her point, I would hope that he has such incredible respect for Nathaniel Hackett and what he says about Robert Saleh that, because you've always said this, the greatest players want to be coached hard, and I would argue that it would seem from the outside looking in that he kind of rode roughshod over his head coach. He always talks about how much he loves Nathaniel Hackett. You don't hear him do that nearly as often, sometimes, but not nearly as often about Matt LaFleur. Like, all about hand, right? And he always felt like he had the hand in that relationship with
he's
Matt
got
LaFleur.
the hand out here, too. It's just, you hope, he has the hand again. We'll just see if he utilizes it any differently. I would doubt that he's going to. I think he is who he is. He's Popeye, and he's going to do things his way, and that's why I think for them, getting off to a fast start is going to be so critical for them, because if they don't, I could see this thing imploding.
Was that an I am what I am reference? Is that what that was?
Yeah,
Popeye?
it's a Popeye reference, yeah.
Yeah. More or fewer Popeye references in the remainder of the show. I don't think that's on Prize Picks board. But if it was, at least you'd have some control on it, and maybe you'd do better than you've been doing lately.
Yeah, I've been struggling. I did not dabble last night. Anthony Davis, more would have been very good. Draymond Green, less would have been very good. I did not, but you guys should. Prize Picks Daily Fantasy Sports is made easy. I'm going to wait for, I think, what is today? It was Taco Tuesday yesterday. We got Flex Friday coming. You got all kinds of fun stuff. Again, 2 to 6 players, and you can win 25x on your cash. I'm not competing against other people. It's just me versus the projections, and entries can be made in 60 seconds or less. Download the PrizePicks app or go to prizepicks.com and use that promo code WI. Again, use the promo code WI. You put 100 in. PrizePicks gives you 100. That gives you 200 to play with. And there's a $1 million deal that I know Jesse signed up for, that if you win and you hit your 6X, 6-timer, you are eligible for that as well. It is a fun place to be if you're looking to have a little extra fun when you're watching these games. Again, prizepicks.com to do it.
Wednesdays, based on your recent track record, might be more your speed, Tausch. It's happy hour this afternoon, so you can put in
is it?
just $1 is the minimum for you to put an entry in this afternoon. So a little more affordable option for you on Wednesdays.
Yeah, it's been a tough stretch for Old T. Old T usually bounces back. And we'll see.
He just hasn't yet. We'll get to more of your calls, plus we'll get to hear what Homer thinks of this, and then we will. In fact, I've got my list right in front of me, my favorite draft picks, and we'll get yours as well. It's all still ahead. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde here to tell you more about the team over at 5 Star Painting. Making decisions and finding a company you can trust to help you with your painting project can often be the most frustrating part for the home or business owner. From the initial measurement all the way through the final walkthrough, their team will be there for you step by step, and I can tell you from experience, they were great for me. They'll be great for you too. So learn more about the great team over at 5 Star Painting by visiting 5starpainting.com.
This is Greeny.
Hey, Greeny, I made a graphic from the Aaron Rodgers Open of the show. If you want to collab on it, I can accept it from your page. What does that mean?
Collab is when you invite someone to share a post with you.
Isn't that what posting something is in the first place? I'm inviting everyone to share it?
In this case, ESPN and you posting in conjunction.
I just wrote back. I love it. How do I do that?
Well, that's a good start.
Greeny, weekdays noon to 2 on 100.5 ESPN.
Olson Toon has been customizing both residential and commercial outdoor living spaces since 1997. Matt Hamilton here from ESPN Madison. For over 50 years of combined experience in their management and design teams, Olson Toon has become one of Wisconsin's premier building and landscaping outdoor living firms. Landscaping and maintenance, irrigation, concrete work, pools, and more. If you have an outdoor living need, Olson Toon is here to help. Go to olsontoon.com to get started on your home project today. That's olsontoon.com.
Get on board. The water is open. It's time to go boating and fishing and leave stress in our wake. Feel the wind as we ride and a fish on the line. Reel in our first catch and feel the sun at our backs. It's get out on the water season. It's time to get on board. Find out where to get on board near you. Visit Take Me Fishing and Discover Boating to learn more. And please recreate responsibly. Get on board. Get on board.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. Well, it's always a good time to get that special someone in your life a beautiful gift. And when I'm in need of a new piece of jewelry, Chalmers Jewelers is my go-to place. Whether I want a timeless classic or a one-of-a-kind piece, Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison has just what I'm looking for. My life has been made so much easier thanks to the great team over at Chalmers Jewelers and is the reason I keep going back for more. Visit chalmersjewelers.com to find your perfect new piece of jewelry today.
Jeff Levering and wife Ashley love their new patio door from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It's like having a brand new kitchen. It's so bright, it's so clear. I can see the kids outside playing.
I love the roll screen. The fact that the screen is on the inside, no drafts, it's a game changer.
Get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and have everything installed in as little as a day. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Offer ends 5/31/2023.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Zimbrick Chevrolet.
When was the last time you had your oil changed? Or your tires rotated? Do you need new tires, a battery, perhaps some windshield wipers? Zimbrick Chevrolet Service Center is equipped to help you with routine maintenance, major repairs, and everything in between. Get your free battery inspection coupon and schedule an appointment today at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Don't overpay. Shop Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie.
Main Street, Sun Prairie, Zimbrick Chevrolet.
This week on Sunday Night Baseball. Heated National League West rivals go head-to-head in San Diego when Freddie Freeman and the Los Angeles Dodgers face Manny Machado and the Padres. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
Come over here and sit next to me. You can see where things go naturally. Just say the word and I'll part the sea. Just come over here and sit next to me.
844-770-3776. Let's get to a few more of your calls on this. Is Aaron Rodgers ticking you off? Or have you just moved on and you're not even paying attention? I'm guessing if you called, you probably have been paying attention to some degree.
Jason, do you think many people have not paid attention?
I think it's hard not to. If you don't have social media, I think you could. But if you scroll through... if you scroll through your social media, you're going to see it.
Yeah.
And for the text line, because I know Jesse likes to put up some of the texts on our video feed.
Great outlet for the texters.
From the 508.
Neglected.
Let the man
What's
be
508?
happy.
Where is that?
What's wrong with... I'm trying to get through 3 calls and a text. We'll figure out where the 508 is later, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Let the man be happy. What's wrong with you people? You're questioning whether he's faking being happy. No. I don't think he's faking being happy. I think he's really happy. I think he is genuinely happy. So don't get it twisted. I think he is wanting to make sure everyone knows how happy he is. And I don't have a problem with that unless you're a Packers fan and you feel like he's rubbing your face in it. That is what we're discussing here. Please do not get confused. I am happy for him that he is so happy. But that doesn't mean that his happiness isn't pissing off Packers fans. And the fact that he's doing things that Packers fans would have appreciated him doing while he was still here don't bother those people. Because I think they have a legitimate beef. But no, we are still happy for him to be happy. And I don't think he's faking it. I think he is wanting to make sure everyone's aware of that happiness.
Showcasing his happiness is what I think he's doing.
508 in southeastern Massachusetts, down near Worcester. Up there.
Oh, a little Bostonian.
That was one of the Worcester texts we've gotten. Is that right?
Good one, J-Dubs.
All right, let's get to your calls. Let's go to Chris in Minneapolis. Amplifying was the word I was looking for, by the way. He was amplifying his happiness. Chris, good morning. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm all right. Is Aaron Rodgers pissing you off?
Not at all. Not the least. I hope he does well. I'm over him. I appreciate everything he did for us. The better he does in New York, then we will at least get a first-round pick, and that's what I want. And I look forward to having that. I'm focused on this team and this team only. The draft was amazing. I don't know if we're going to win more games. We might lose. Win less games, but I think this is going to be a far more exciting team than we watched last year, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm trying to. Yeah. I'm on good vibes, and that's what I'm focused on. I'm so excited to watch these wide receivers and tight ends and Jordan Love, see what he can do. That's what I want.
Good attitude. I like it. I respect it. I applaud it. Well done, Chris. I don't think Chris is in the majority. I don't. I think he's...
I do think that everybody is excited to see what this young receiving core and Jordan Love can do. There's no doubt, but I still think there's a lot of resentment.
Correct.
Especially watching Aaron going through practice and working with the young receivers with the New York Jets and people wondering, why did you not do that last year? But
let's go to Mike in Phoenix. Mike, thanks for holding on. What do you got for us, buddy?
Well, I wanted to start off by saying I lost my mood ring, and I don't know how to feel about it. But we'll get into the meat of it.
No, that might be the best one today so far. I got to be honest.
Pretty good. Well, it fits actually what we're talking about, which is the hardest thing to implement with the
Oh, we know.
Well done, Mike.
Oh, I know you know.
Thanks. Well, I just wanted to say I moved past Rodgers 2 seasons ago. And I find it interesting that so many pundits feel that Rodgers is going to have a great season. I've religiously watched the Packers for 35 years, and he's lost it below the waist. He doesn't have that quick twitch in his legs anymore, and that, in my opinion, is what separated him from so many of the other really good quarterbacks. And so between that surface that they play on in New York and the weather, I think it'll be a really interesting season. And I just wanted to comment that it's interesting we had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks over 30 years, and they both ended up being poor character guys. So all I can say is bring on the love.
Yeah, all right. So I think Rodgers is and thanks for the call, Mike, and for the outstanding pun.
Good pun.
I mean, look, there are some things that I would vehemently take issue with Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if I would go so far as to say he's a poor character guy.
He's not a poor character guy. I disagree with that. Yeah.
But
he's not.
And then the other thing, and again, I'm not a
He's
kinesiologist.
Flawed, but then again, who's not flawed? We're all flawed.
No
he's
doubt.
got flaws too, but he's not. He's got good intentions with a lot of stuff that he does off the field.
I'm not a kinesiologist, but the quick twitch in his legs, he has talked for multiple years now about how he's doing everything he can to keep his legs, because he does believe that's the most important. I thought there were times last year that for an old man, I thought he moved pretty well with his legs. Certainly not to the degree that he did earlier in his career, but I don't agree that his legs have gone. Look, if I could have one do-over from last season, I would like for them to have won in London with you in attendance, not having to throw the failed Hail Mary at the end of the game, and he doesn't break his thumb, because I would like to know what the alternative universe looks like if he's healthy all last season, because I think they make the playoffs, and yet I still think we're exactly where we are today. Like, I still think he's gone. I still think he's a Jet. I just would have liked to have seen what that season would have looked like had he never broken his thumb. That's not an excuse for him. Because
you put your wishes and ifs in a bucket and put it in one hand and put a pile of something in the other, and you can figure it out.
I don't think that's how that saying goes. Let's get to another call.
But it's something similar to
I've heard it both ways.
Let's talk. Maybe Andy in Madison knows. Andy, good morning. Welcome to Wilde Tausch. How are you,
buddy? Good. So you referenced earlier was Rodgers inferring that LaFleur was a beta. He absolutely is. Our whole coaching staff is a bunch of betas. We got no attitude, no grit in the leadership. I look at places like Detroit and the Jets, and I see attitude and grit from those coaches, and it shows on the team. We got a bunch of high-star, finely tuned athletic machines on our team, and they're all playing soft. And I think Rodgers saw that, and I'm wondering if this season doesn't go well, will they look at the coaching and not blame Love? That's what I got.
All outstanding. All good points.
Yeah. By the way, Rich Bisaccia is definitely not.
I would agree. But I also think that's why Aaron Rodgers, Tausch, has gone out of his way to be so effusive in his praise for Rich Bisaccia.
Yeah, for sure.
Compared to anybody else on that staff.
Yeah, and I think the coaching staff is definitely on high alert. I think there's some issues with Goody and Matt LaFleur. I think that this whole scenario with how it played out, I'm sure, Matt LaFleur is going to be excited. He gets to work with a young quarterback that will listen and probably run more of the stuff that he wants. And with that, his offense needs to be more productive. If it's not, I don't think he's going to get fired, but I think he'll have to change a lot of his staff. This is a big year for Matt LaFleur. Probably more so than even Jordan Love, if that makes sense.
I think that's fair. It's also a big year for Joe Barry, who he kept, which makes it a big year for Matt LaFleur as well. I think we should crack open a celebratory Coors Light because we got through all those calls. We'll have Homer next, and then we can get to my draft, Hour 3 Draft-a-Palooza.
We've been teasing that since Sunday.
That's true.
Again, I just want people to know I understand intentions are not that important to people, but it has been. I've been.
You put an intention in one hand and a pile of you-know-what in the other hand, and you know how that goes, right?
Can you put a Coors Light with the Blue Mountains in your hand, please?
I can, because I need to chill. You need to chill. We all need to chill. And Coors Light is the beer to chill. Brewed with a 3-step cold process. Cold lager, cold filtered, and it is cold packaged because it is made to chill. The mountains, oh baby, the mountains on Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans. They turn blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection. So as always, Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Homer's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
This Cinco de Mayo at Pasquale's Cantina.
Wait, list the specials.
I was getting there.
You're slow.
We just started.
Maybe you did, but I've been planning this since last Cinco de Mayo. This is one of Pasquale's biggest days.
Not my first rodeo.
We're doing $5 El Jimador margaritas, $5 Herradura shots, $5 Modelo tall taps, and $5 chips and guacamole.
I sense a theme. Pasquale's Cantina, bringing the flavors of the Southwest to the Midwest.
Come celebrate with us in Middleton and Verona.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
2023 is a very special year for Goodman's Jewelers. We're celebrating 90 years of serving the greater Madison area. John Hayes for Goodman's Jewelers. Needless to say, that's a long time and a lot of great memories working with you, our customers. During these 9 decades, we've never deviated from our pledge to you, which is earning your trust, delivering top-notch service, and a selection that's second to none. Discover firsthand why Goodman's Jewelers is truly a destination worth reaching. 220 State Street, goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
Life has its moments, times to remember and share. Make the most of those special occasions by visiting Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street. John Hayes from Goodman's Jewelers. We're here to help you make that perfect selection for your memorable moment. When you think of diamonds, you hear about color, cut, clarity, and carat weight. We can help you understand that, but we're equally concerned with earning your trust with the quality of our selection and our service. GoodmansJewelers.com, in the heart of downtown Madison. Truly a destination worth reaching.
Life's more rewarding at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, especially when it comes to lawn care. Right now, get unbeatable deals on a huge selection of lawn tractors, mowers, and more. Like $30 off a 22-inch Yard Force push mower. Rewards members save an extra $20. Get $10 off 40-pound bags of Estate Sun to Shade grass seed mix. And assorted Technor Apex Zero G water hoses start at $34.99.
Metro Kia of Madison is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home of the 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle, Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. As always, at Metro Kia of Madison, you can enjoy 2 years of no-charge maintenance on any new vehicle. Browse their inventory and find this month's special at MetroKiaofMadison.com. That's MetroKiaofMadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership today.
Hey, it's Stacy Bruner from Bruner Realty. People have been telling me that buying a home is nothing to joke about, so instead of telling you another real estate joke, I'm going to have somebody else do it.
Jesse Nelson here. What do you call a detective who's also a real estate agent? Sherlock Holmes.
Come on, Jesse, this is no laughing matter.
Well, when it's time to get serious about buying or selling, that's when people should do what we did and work with you.
Contact us at BrunerRealtyInc.com. Bruner Realty, homes to appreciate.
Clinical trials are essential to advancing medications, vaccines, and devices. LabCorp has been conducting clinical trials for over 40 years and has helped bring many of the medications we use today to market. You may be compensated up to $19,250 for time and participation in trials. At LabCorp, your safety is the #1 priority. Learn more about how you can help advance the future of medicine at LabCorpClinicalTrials.com. That's LabCorpClinicalTrials.com.
Homer on Wilde Tausch is presented by Olson Toon. Since their founding in 1997, Olson Toon has become one of Wisconsin's premier design, build, landscaping, and outdoor living firms. Go to olsontoon.com to get started on your outdoor living project today.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. Whatever you do,
you know what that
sure
music means.
Do it right.
Wonder if Aaron Rodgers is pissing him off. We'll find out. You hear him each weekday 2 to 4 on ESPN Milwaukee with Tony Smith on Homer and Tony. You hear him on the Marquette Men's Basketball Radio Network on the call of the Golden Eagles games, and you can always learn more about your relationship or other people's relationships with God on God Talk, My Faith with Homer and Pip. It is Steve the Homer, True Homer. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm good. I kind of feel for you like you both need a hug. You think people are tough on you, or Tausch especially?
Yeah, don't
okay?
don't even start with me and your Twitter usage. You're so full of you know what.
Yeah, you're
responding
using
to people all the time.
On. Why don't you say
I'm listening.
Old ways.
Yeah,
Why don't you just say, how about that as a question? Like, versus judging and commenting. And you sound like somebody on Twitter. Yes, in the last couple of days, I have gone back against my better judgment, against the advice of my social media expert, because I'm fascinated with the whole Jordan Love stuff. So I'll go back to what I said. But yes, the last couple of days, I have reverted back to arguing, fighting with people.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Okay. So why would I have to ask? Because you're acknowledging that I'm right.
Yeah, but you didn't even ask. It's like, hey, it's just like taking shots at me. Yeah, people change. You adjust. There was no question. There just seemed to be a judgment. But anyway.
All right, let's move on. Are you bothered by Aaron Rodgers trying to tell everyone how incredibly happy he is, but more importantly, the fact that he's doing the things with the Jets that many of us felt he should have been doing last year with his Green Bay Packers while he was still their quarterback?
No, I've always believed that part of his last year was vastly overrated. So, no, I'm not. There's only one thing that I want Aaron Rodgers to do, play 65%, lose as many games as possible to help the Green Bay Packers. Everything else is important only as it relates to that. Other than that, he's dead to me, except for when he comes back, and I'll cheer him, and he gets honored for his great time with the Packers.
So, Homer, you're telling me you're not going to have a feigning interest in what the Jets do with Aaron Rodgers next year? You don't care that Randall Cobb signed and Alan Lazard signed and Turner signed, and we don't know if Mercedes Lewis will sign. None of that has any interest to you.
Let me repeat myself. Everything the Jets do is important only as it relates to Aaron Rodgers playing 65% and losing as many games as possible. So if those things assist in that, then those are good. If they don't, then they're bad. If there was no draft choice involved with Aaron Rodgers, I would care less about anything, other than one small part is how he plays will also be a judgment of Goody in terms of should he have done what he did in giving up on Rodgers and moving on. So there'll always be a little bit of that. But this draft choice multiplies it by 100 times.
So you're still interested, is what you're saying. You're trying to downplay
look,
your
ask
interest.
me, do I care that these are former? No. Is adding those players going to make the Jets worse? I love it. If you tell me it's going to make the Jets better, not happy. But where they came from and all that other stuff is irrelevant.
So let me ask you this in another way then, because when Brett Favre was traded to the Jets in 2008,
correct,
the CBS affiliate here in Green Bay, and I think CBS 58 Milwaukee as well, wanted to try and carry as many Jets games as possible. Right now, we're gonna get the schedule here in a little over a week.
Yeah,
it looks like
as many as you can. That's an entertainment thing. Hell yeah, every game.
Right. So I don't know if I recall correctly, they wanted to do it, they weren't able to do it. It worked out that because Favre was a draw, there were a lot of like 3:00 games that they were part of a doubleheader, etc.
Yeah,
but if CBS 58 in Milwaukee acquired the Jets, so they could basically air every Jets game like they would air Packers games, would you watch? Do you care enough that you would watch, or are they just another team that aren't the Packers, so you don't care?
No, I will repeat this for the third time. They are not another team.
I'm not just asking for you. I'm asking in general. But for you...
Oh, and Jeff, fans are going to love it. They're going to get incredible ratings. Because normally people don't care at all, or they care little. But, yeah, of course.
But you'd only be watching to see them lose and to get a feel for how Rodgers is playing so you can judge Goody's decision. Is that a fair depiction of your position?
Yes, totally. Everything depends, its importance, only as it relates to the Green Bay Packers. So, yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's going to be huge. If I was in charge, I'd get as many games as I could. I'd buy some YouTube things and sell them, do an auction, whatever. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't think that's how YouTube works. I don't think that's – you buy YouTube channels.
Hold on. No. But you can probably do something to pay it for people. You can always pay because they're now in charge, right? They're the ones that have the NFL Network.
They have the ticket.
Yeah, they have
they have the
the Sunday
NFL
ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I'd love to, payment for 5 fans for the year. I don't know what it would be. Isn't it expensive? People say, I don't know how much.
You're going to pay for 5 fans to have Sunday ticket for what? Or are you middlemanning it?
Aaron Rodgers. No, I'm saying like at an auction or something. I think that'd be a pretty cool thing. I think people would like to win that, wouldn't they?
Oh,
to watch all the
charity
games in the
auction
league,
deal.
And now there's a little extra something going on.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
So just to be clear, though, the fact that he's taking part of the offseason program for them doesn't bother you because you think that is overblown from last year. You would disagree with me on that point.
I think it would. There may be something to it, but I've always believed that Aaron Rodgers has always been all in. If he didn't go there, it was because he believed there's other stuff that need to be done, and that whatever was benefited was small, and that he would more than take care of his end of the bargain when he got there. But
all right, well, because I listen to your show occasionally. I see the clip it's on Twitter, and you're all about Jordan Love.
Good, thank you.
Those clips on Twitter, they could really get you into trouble.
What did you make of how the Packers and Jordan Love came to terms on not having the 5th-year option? What was your overarching theme on your show yesterday about that decision and how it played out?
Well, I tweeted on that very early, and I said, Goody did great. I think it's a great deal. I think you have to give most of the credit to the agent because he had to agree to it. But I think the important part is that I think the agent and Goody both felt was the ability to take pressure off him for that 1 year because now he has 2 years. As I've stated, I'll bet anybody up to $1,000, one person to $5,000 that Jordan Love is the quarterback the next 2 years. This premise that they don't believe him in is crap. There's nobody that was going to give him a big contract now. But anyway, so I think that was important because that's my question was going to be to you. Why did the agent agree to it? Because if he doesn't agree to it and Jordan Love has a good year, he could pull off the same thing Jones got with the Giants, right?
Correct.
You're now paying. Well, there's no risk of that. And on the other hand, if he doesn't take the contract, then there's the possibility that they give him the 5th-year option, which would be more money. So he either gets more money or he gets a chance to pull off a Jones. Now, he decided, no, we'll take this contract, and I think the aspect of what's the best, he's getting some guarantee, but what's the best for Jordan Love, given all the surroundings, I think was very wise. And I assume he's a great agent because Aaron Rodgers has him as an agent. Aaron Rodgers isn't going to have
and I think yesterday obviously, I said Goody won big time, and he did because he got 2 years, and he only had to pay half of what the 5th-year option was. But from Jordan Love's standpoint, you got another $10 million in your bank account, 5 or 6 after taxes. That you get that security in case things do go haywire, injury, poor play, and that's why you do it. But I would have. Can you agree that the Green Bay Packers are not going to give him that 5th-year option?
I don't know that. I don't.
Okay. Well, it feels like
that's direction, but I don't know. Again, if they don't give him the 5th-year option, they put immense pressure on him in 1 year.
There's immense pressure anyways, brother.
No, it's totally
different.
Not if you're him. Come on. You've just said the benefit of the money. Of course there's always pressure.
Yeah,
but he's got 20. He's got, look at, when you've got a second year, they have an investment in you. The pressure is less. I mean, if you were the player, wouldn't you feel differently with the second year taken care of in either the option of the contract they hit? You're telling me that wouldn't make a difference to you?
No question. That's why you signed it.
It's because you wanted that money, and you're taking it, and that gives you.
That's why I wonder if the Packers might have given him the option for that reason. I mean, if I have to vote, I would agree with you, but it's really close because I've always felt that Goody likes Love, and I think he would see the benefit of a second year. Yeah.
No question. I think this was the. I give Goody a ton of credit and Russ Ball because they pulled that off. I think it's going to end up being great for both because if Jordan Love is good, and he's really good. He's going to get a new extension. They're not going to let him go into a lame duck.
Wait a minute, I want to emphasize. They didn't pull anything. They didn't pull anything off. The agent pulled it off. If the agent doesn't agree to the contract, they aren't in control. What? This is all give the credit.
Yeah, the agent wanted 10. Homer. The agent wanted $10 million less guaranteed. Yeah, I'm sure that's what the agent was hoping.
He had other options,
what are you
right?
talking about?
He easily had other options. Of course.
Taking $10 million less or taking the $10 million. It was a win-win for both sides.
And he believes in Jordan, and having the chance with Jones, $160 million a year later.
Yeah, I think everyone. I think there was a realistic view of this, and that it was that Jordan Love, given where the Packers, who are rebuilding, whether we want to use that word or not, they were not. They are not going.
Homer, do you think the Packers are rebuilding?
Can we take a break and ask him that?
Yeah, let's take a break and get back to him. That's a good idea.
More with Uncle Homer. Next, it's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Jesse Nelson here to tell you about Stacy Bruner, the realtor that my wife Beck and I trusted with our home buying process last year from Bruner Realty. Stacy was incredible to work with, and he can help you as the house hunt may be ramping up this time of year. It's when there's more homes on the market. This is right around the time last year that we found the home that we were working with Stacy to find. But it wasn't just right away, instantly, snap your fingers, and there it was. We went through an entire process with him where he got to know Becca and I and what kind of home we were looking for. We went to different showings and open houses, and he got to know what we liked about certain homes, what we didn't like about certain homes. He taught us some things about what to look for because we were first-time home buyers. We didn't know. And then we found the dream home we were looking for, and Stacy helped us get that home, including being there the day we signed the papers and the day that we moved in. If it's your year of the house, contact the team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get started. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let Stacy help you out just like he helped Becca and I last year. Bruner Realty, homes to appreciate.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Big trailers and big opportunities at Stoughton Trailers. Immediate openings at the Broadhead, Evansville, and Stoughton locations. Assemblers, forklift drivers, and more. Apply at stojobs.com. With the NFL draft in the rearview mirror, two former Badgers who didn't get drafted are getting their first opportunities in the NFL. Offensive lineman Tyler Beach is signed with the Houston Texans as an undrafted free agent, and safety John Torchio has two scheduled tryouts, the first of which with former teammate Joe Tippmann's new team, the New York Jets. If the Jets do not sign Torchio after his tryout, he will have a second tryout with the Tennessee Titans. Continued coverage on Badgers and the draft over at ESPNWisconsin.com.
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Are you dreaming of a new look? Let the pros at 5 Star Painting bring color to your world, to your interior, exterior, cabinets, and more. We make it easy with online scheduling, free on-site estimates, and a dedicated project manager on every job. Uneasy about hiring a contractor? We know we've been there. 5 Star Painting is customer-focused and quality-driven, exceeding expectations every time. Call or visit 5starpainting.com today. 5 Star Painting, a neighborly company.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
The Sixers stormed into Boston and James Harden went off. Now the Celtics face a critical game too. Can they tie the series at 1? Or will the Sixers take the 2-0 lead to Philadelphia? Coverage begins tonight at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Yeah, that looks great. What were we on?
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. You're making love out in the schoolyard fight. Make sure you do it right.
So there used to be a show on PBS, I think it was called The McLaughlin Group, and the moderator, McLaughlin, was very kind of gruff, and he would go to different people with these very curt questions. Are the Packers rebuilding? What say you?
Saturday Night Live
used to do skits on that. Yeah. So I asked Homer, what say you? And then we lose the connection to him.
I don't think. So I think obviously people are looking at this and they don't want to say rebuild.
Oh, they sure don't.
I don't think Packer fans are looking at this like we're going to bottom out here next year. I just don't think that's where people are at. Young draft picks, everything else. Do I think everybody assumes you're going to be a learning curve? I would bet right now. If you ask Packer fans, and the schedule's coming out what? Next week? Las Vegas trip. Everybody's going to be. Yeah, it's next week. The scheduling and the fact that if you think Jordan Love is going to be good with all of this defensive talent, running backs, you think Packer fans don't think you're going to get to 8, 9, or 10 wins and be in the mix? I don't think that this idea that it's going to be some bottom-out, blowout rebuild. I don't have that attitude. And I don't think most people do. I don't.
I don't think you have to go 3-14 to be rebuilding. We're rejoined by Uncle Homer. Homer, are the Packers rebuilding?
Yes, but I don't think they think so.
That's literally what I just said. McLaughlin.
Well, he wasn't here. We just got him back.
I thought he was here. Okay.
Everything. No, I don't know what happened. I'm at Jeff Sports, and I need your help on this. Like a Clinton Dix jersey is $35. The jersey itself is worth more than $35, right?
They do great framing.
What is it? Hey, swoop it up. What is an Aaron Rodgers? What is an Aaron Rodgers Packers jersey going for right now?
Aaron Rodgers Packer jersey. He doesn't sign much anymore, so I think it's still really high.
Oh, really? Okay.
15 or 1600. I'm hearing from Jeff exactly, but they got some good deals here.
So Jeff wants to get for them.
$95. Jerry Kramer $125. And I like both of them, but we know one thing's possible sometime soon.
Oh, stop it. Don't. All right.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What is going on here? Come on.
What?
Stop.
Yeah.
So, buy your Clinton Dix jersey, but before you do, so you don't think they think they're rebuilding, but they are rebuilding. But you don't have to go 3-14 to be rebuilding. You could be rebuilding and win 7 games, can't you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Yes, but you could be rebuilt. I mean, they're
one game less than you just won
because they had a Hall of Fame quarterback and they've changed to a new young quarterback. And I don't think it's not like the same as when Favre, stepped down because of last season. That changes things a little bit, doesn't it?
I was reading a piece by Tom Silverstein where he suggested that Rodgers inherited less talent than Jordan Love is inheriting, which I thought, well, probably at right tackle he did, but otherwise.
I will defer on you. I can't remember last week. That's hard for me to believe.
Yeah,
that means that LaFleur's an idiot. I mean, that's what you're saying is you're really, for the first time, you're focusing like Goody's doing great, and the players aren't as good as they should be because of LaFleur and his coaching staff. I read the article. That seemed to be the underlying aspect at a level never brought up before.
Yeah, and I don't want to speak for Tom, but I would also say
I'm just telling you what I read. That's how I understand.
I understand what you're saying. I'm saying when he says that, I don't know if he's talking about pure talent, but Greg Jennings and Donald Driver, I don't care how good you think Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson are going to be, those guys had actually proven themselves already, which I don't think either one of those guys, who I really like, have done.
And I would emphasize the league has changed. It's become more offense. The need for those players is greater than it's ever been, so he's not factoring in. And I'm a huge fan of all of his work, but he's not yet factored in. Others will catch on because they aren't as mean as Tauscher, who loved to mention that I always talked about defense. The game has changed the last 5 or 6 years. Those receivers that Rodgers had would be twice more important now than they were then, given the nature of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Homer, before you go, favorite draft pick. We're talking draft in the 11
Come
hell
of high
water. What pick do you, Steve the Homer True, what pick are you adopting as the guy in this draft class?
The guy they took late from Iowa State, because Ben Fennell said he could start from day one. And I think enough of Ben Fennell on that.
Who cares if Ben Fennell says that? Tausch said that already.
What do you think, Homer? Are you just adopting Ben Fennell?
I go by. I have my peeps. I go by peeps. That someone would say a sixth-round choice is good enough to possibly start.
They don't have any safeties.
Is enough.
Yeah.
Again, how often does a sixth-rounder start from day one without an injury? Almost never.
Yeah.
Well, there's been a few seventh rounders that have started from day one.
Seventh-round picks. Some were so good they got into the Packer Hall of Fame. It's tough to get into the Packer Hall of Fame unless you're a quarterback. Then it's a little bit easier. How about that, huh? How about closing on that?
Thank you for your service. Goodbye.
Bye.
We will discuss my power rankings for my favorite draft picks, and we will discuss the draft pick that we have adopted. We are on the same page on this. We were no offense to Ben Fennell, he does a fine job with all of his film that he likes to do on social media. We were on this guy before Ben Fennell, I think. Or maybe not. He's probably been watching it for a long time. The 11 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes. It's Wilde Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. Well, it's always a good time to get that special someone in your life a beautiful gift. And when I'm in need of a new piece of jewelry, Chalmers Jewelers is my go-to place. Whether I want a timeless classic or a one-of-a-kind piece, Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison has just what I'm looking for. My life has been made so much easier thanks to the great team over at Chalmers Jewelers, and is the reason I keep going back for more. Visit chalmersjewelers.com to find your perfect new piece of jewelry today.
Jesse, Hey, this is Eric Game of The Athletic. You're listening to Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN Madison studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by 5 Star Painting, your residential and commercial professional painters for interiors, exteriors, kitchen cabinets, decks, and fences. Check them out at 5starpainting.com. Another former Packers player joining Aaron Rodgers in the Big Apple with the New York Jets. No, it's not Alan Lazard. No, it's not offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett. It's wide receiver Randall Cobb, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, first to report the news earlier today. Stick around as reactions continue to that news Coming up on Wilde and Tausch right here on 100.5 ESPN. Plenty of reactions already. If you missed any of the show today, subscribe, rate, and review the Wilde and Tausch podcast free on Apple, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. Rob Demovsky, ESPN Packers reporter, with plenty more over at ESPNWisconsin.com, as well as more insight on the Packers 2023 draft class. Where do the Packers draft picks rank in Wilde and Tausch's draft pick power rankings? We're going to dive into that. Coming up next, Wilde and Tausch, 100.5 ESPN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or visit metrokiaofmadison.com.
Yes, sir.
The 11 o'clock hour begins now. Thanks to Homer. Sort of. Not his best performance, I thought. I thought he's been better at other times.
Talking death and morbidity.
Yeah. If you're wondering what I'm talking about when I'm saying that it wasn't his best, well, you can check it out on Wisconsin On Demand if you missed it. Wisconsin On Demand, presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Thanks to David and his team for supporting the show and for supporting Wisconsin On Demand. Gruber Law Offices, one call. That's all. Without further ado, Jesse, give me some power rankings music.
Yeah!
So we all acknowledge that even if you watched highlights on YouTube, which I have now done with all 13 of their picks, it doesn't. Anybody can have a great highlight reel, right? I mean, let's down in, down out, breakdown film. I'm not doing that because I don't know what they did. I don't care what they did in college. Now they're here. It doesn't matter if you're the first-round pick, the seventh-round pick, or an undrafted free agent. Your opportunity is here. What are you going to do with it? Every day I spend, well, when he's not off at a hockey tournament, with a guy who is proof positive that it's not where you start, it's where you finish. So, with that being said, I have made it very clear there are two picks that I don't love. Sean Clifford and Anders Carlson. Now, that is not because I love me some Mason Crosby. If it had been Jake Moody, the kicker from Michigan, who I don't know if I would have taken in the third round, like the San Francisco 49ers did, I would feel a lot better. Anders, ACL, not a whole lot of accuracy from beyond 40 yards. Maybe that's the ACL talking the last couple of years. I get it. But I have reservations about him. I am all in on Matt Ryan as the backup to Jordan Love. I don't think you want to back up a first-year starter with a rookie. I think that was a risky play by Ted in 2008 that I didn't agree with then, and I don't agree with it now. So those are my two picks that I don't like. Now, making my honorable mention list of picks that I like. I don't have a strong opinion on Carl Brooks. So I don't want to besmirch Carl from Bowling Green State University, the Fighting Falcons. I watched some film, some highlights of him. I have no idea if he's going to be any good or not. I'm not a connoisseur of defensive line play. But the guys that intrigued me that did not make my top five. I didn't put the first-round pick in the top five. Lucas Van Ness. Only because you love some Greg Cosell, right, from NFL Films. I heard him on a podcast reference that right now Lucas Van Ness is kind of a one-trick pony, which is a phrase that I like.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Which is a phrase that I had used about MVS that you didn't like it when I did that. So I'm guessing you don't like hearing someone you respect more than me, Greg Cosell, saying that about the first-round pick. But I'm not in any way saying that he's not going to develop. I'm sure he will. Remember, he's a true junior, only 3 years, only played 2 years at Iowa. So I'm okay with that. The other guys that are on my honorable mention list. Lou Nichols III, the humble beast from Central Michigan. They've had some late day 3 running backs who have come in and played okay for them. By the way, including their starting running back who was a 5th-round pick on day 3. So this guy was really productive, had some injury issues. That is a theme with this draft class. Injury issues in their final seasons in college that slowed their productivity. Tucker Kraft, I am very intrigued by, not just because of our buddy Jason Eck, but I do think that there's going to be an adjustment period for a guy coming from South Dakota State. And Colby Wooden. Here's a guy who is like 270 pounds at the combine, has to put the weight back on to play defensive tackle, but Pat Moore, who is their assistant scouting director, really made some interesting points. I'm going to write about this at some point this week. About how the game is changing with the Jalen Hurtses and, as he called him, our guy, that you have to be able to chase and you have to be able to be stout against the run. I'm really eager to see how this kid does, because he is not the 300-pound space eater that you think of as defensive tackles.
Yeah, those days are starting to get more and more limited.
Yeah, you're right. And so is Pat Moore. All right, at number 5. Jaden Reed. Now, there were some...
Wait a second. So this was all your
honorable mentions,
your top 5?
Yeah, it was a prelude.
You're going through every player.
No, I told you I left Carl Brooks off the list, and Carrington Valentine is also not mentioned.
That's not a prelude. That's when they do like part 1 and part 2 to the movie.
Hey, look, we owe our we owe our people draft discussion, and I'm gonna give it to them. Damn it! All right, okay. Number 5, Jaden Reed. I saw some less.
So Tucker Kraft isn't even making your list.
He's not in my top 5.
He's an honorable mention guy.
He is.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This list is blank. No blank.
We don't even know who's in the top 5 yet. Except
I do. You got a list of the draft picks. You know who's left because he went through everybody else. All right. Jaden Reed at 5? Interesting. Okay.
So I saw, again, people watching a lot more film of these players in college than I have. There were some mixed reviews on him. His relative athletic score not as high as some other players, so I understand some reservations, but he strikes me as a guy that has a little more flexibility outside, inside. Like Randall Cobb at his peak in 14, that is your dream scenario for Jaden Reed, if he can do that kind of thing, where he can be outside, he can be really good in the slot. He's number 5. At number 4, Dontavian Wicks. Here is a guy who, if you know the story of what happened at the University of Virginia in November, his season was cut short by tragedy, 3 of his teammates being shot in a mass shooting by a former football player. Listening to him talk about and looking at how he played his previous year when there wasn't the kind of season that the Cavaliers suffered through, this guy looks like he could be that kind of 5th-round steal at wide receiver, maybe a little bit like Romeo Dobbs was in the 4th round a year ago. Number 3, Luke Musgrave. I have reservations about how little he played last year. Otherwise, I'd be much more excited about him. He would be higher on my list. But, again, these injury discounts that the Packers have on these picks, I think you have to proceed a little bit with caution. I'm not comparing anyone to Justin Harrell here. Okay? But one of the reasons why Ted picked Justin Harrell in 2007 was he would have been a top 5 pick if he would have been healthy. That was what was said after that draft. The problem is he was not a hard worker, and he never was healthy. He was a problem.
It's never a positive. Correct. Yeah.
At number two, when he's not putting your groceries into your hatchback at Walmart, he was ace. And again, it's at a lower level, kind of like it's higher level than Tucker Kraft.
If this guy's not a grocery store worker, he's not in your top 5. But
no, someone tweeted out a highlight clip of him, and he looks like a guy who should have been playing somewhere higher up than Charlotte's Grant DuBose. Very, very, very intriguing. I'm not ready to say that he belongs in the Donald Driver, Mark Tauscher, Adam Timmerman realm.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I'm not putting him in your group. But nobody was sitting there in 2000 going, this Mark Tauscher that they drafted. He's going to be a Packers Hall of Famer.
No, I
didn't.
I did. No, you're right. I didn't.
And number one, he's our guy. From Iowa State. He played corner for 4 years. Wanted to go pro, and his coach said, no. You're going to be a safety at the next level. Stick around. Lead my defense. And learn how to play safety here so you're not trying to do it in the NFL. Anthony Johnson Jr. That is the player in this draft that intrigues me the most. And that's how I did these power rankings.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you went through every player for the most part. There's a couple of undrafted guys that I'm really interested in. Some checkered pass. And I'll be curious, Jason, you're going to be up there watching all weekend. Who's the guy from Florida? He's bounced around. I think he's a rush end. He's someone that would have been drafted, but he has had a ton of stuff that has went on.
He got first of all, his name is Brenton Cox. And he got kicked out of both Georgia and Florida.
Yeah. Ooh, rivalry.
And again,
cocktail party.
In the SEC, they do seem to tolerate a lot.
They do.
So that would be they're built different. That would be, I would say, a red flag.
Yeah. But that doesn't
mean. Listen. You have put red flags. You put a red flag on Musgrave, obviously for different reasons. But when you get someone of big talent that doesn't have those red flags, they're not undrafted free agents. So I just think there's. I don't know how many. There's obviously some invites only where they can try to make the squad. I think Green Bay's got 2 roster spots available.
They've got 12 undrafted free agents and 13 draft picks. So they've got 25 rookies spoken for. They're going to have probably 25 to 30 tryout guys. And yes, they usually save 2, 3, 4 spots for guys that impress enough.
Yeah, I love those guys that figure out a way to get invited and earn a spot over this weekend. So there's a ton of promise with this group, and again, the biggest positive that I could say on this, because a lot of youth, a lot of not 5-year starters like 4-year starters like Johnson Jr., but there's a lot of guys that have had injury problems that have big potential. And when you're resetting, rebuilding, reloading, however you want to call it, get me as much talent as you can. Let my coaches work with them. And for the positional needs that this group had, rush line, edge guy, critical spot, especially dealing with an injury that Rashawn Gary's got. You'll love where these guys are at. But I really want to see Tucker Kraft. I think that tight end spot, for as much as I'm adopting Anthony Johnson Jr. and the fact he is going to get opportunities, you have to earn all these opportunities. And every player, when they come in, they're running third or fourth string. They get opportunities by showcasing that they know what they're doing and that the coaches will trust them. And that then you start seeing more reps with the twos. And I like what I see here. We have to start sprinkling this cat in with the ones. That's the trajectory you're looking for when you're looking at these. It's not so much these OTAs and everything else, but the coaches will show you who is showing out by how many reps they give. Those reps are precious, especially in today's NFL with training camp being limited to 13 or 14 padded practices, even though I see the New England Patriots are coming for a joint scrimmage this preseason, which is going to be fun, and all of these guys will get a ton of work then. You have to be excited about the receivers. I think, Jaden Reed is somebody that you mentioned. I like him a lot. I saw what he did to our Wisconsin Badgers. Whew. Trouble. Mm-hmm. But you just start looking at all of the opportunity these guys are getting because this team is so young, and you hope that this draft class can be anything similar to what New Orleans was able to get 4 or 5 years ago, but really anything that you're getting, you're going to be excited about from this group because there's so many players.
Let's play some trivia. Jesse, what is the category, and how many questions will you have inaccurate answers for?
Well, the fun thing about the inaccurate answers is we never know exactly how many there might be.
Until they happen.
But this tends to be a problematic category, but it's also Tausch's favorite category.
Oh, is it Geography
Wisconsin Geography Wednesday.
Longitudinally. If there's not a longitudinally question on here, I'm going to be very, very disappointed.
If only you read the show sheet. Caller 13.
Well, he's playing along today, though.
I can't read the show sheet.
You're right.
Cheating.
Yeah. You're right. Then how'd you know there was a longitudinally question?
No, because there has been, and I want that to stay. It's fun, and it's controversial.
You sure you're not cheating?
Positive.
Okay.
It's also now difficult because while I'm writing the questions for the contestants first and foremost,
you want to stump Tausch
I'm
too.
also writing them for Old T, and so it's there's a little tricky nature to these Wisconsin geography questions.
All right. Well, we'll see if we get a caller from one of the locations in the state of Wisconsin that is one of the answers to today's trivia. Wouldn't that be something? Caller 13 for the 13 Packers draft picks. Caller 13, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 13. We'll play trivia next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Ben Brust from Scalzo and Brust to tell you about one of my favorite teams in the area, Zimbrick European. For over 3 years, I've trusted them with my car buying process, and I'm never going anywhere else. From Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, their pre-owned and Sprinter vans, they have something for everyone. Don't drive something ordinary when you can drive something extraordinary. I love the sexiest car on the lot that I found this time, a nice Zimbrick Mercedes. Find what you love. Test drive, and they will make leasing affordable. Zimbrick European.
Jeff Levering and wife Ashley love their new patio door from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It's like having a brand new kitchen. It's so bright, it's so clear. I can see the kids outside playing.
I love the roll screen. The fact that the screen is on the inside, no drafts. It's a game changer.
Get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and have everything installed in as little as a day. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Offer ends 5/31/2023.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Four-star quarterback commit to the University of Wisconsin. It is Mabry Matoyer. Tell Badgers fans, what are they getting in Mabry Matoyer?
I'm a dual-threat quarterback. When we need a first down, I'm the man to give the ball, put the balls in my hands and I'll make something happen.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania is also brought to you by UW Credit Union, Stoughton Trailers, Nations Lending, and the Great Dane.
Your first night camping alone. The new tent, fully set up. Your bug spray, barely keeping up. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free overdraft protection transfers. So when you bought all those supplies and lost track of your spending, we had you covered. You got this with free overdraft protection transfers from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
The Club at Lac La Belle is the birthplace of golf in Wisconsin, with a rich history you will feel once you arrive. Experience a round at the Club at Lac La Belle. The redesigned course is open to the public 7 days a week. Schedule your tee time today at clubatlaclabelle.com. This is a golf destination that you will want to play over and over again, and enjoy fine dining and event space after your round. An historic past meets a vibrant future. Go to clubatlaclabelle.com to start your journey.
We tend not to think about right now, but right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. When you give to the V Foundation, 100% of your donation goes directly to game-changing cancer research. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you. Donate at V.org, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hey, this is Craig Karmazin, founder of Good Karma Brands. Join Kyle Wallace and me every Sunday morning from 10 to noon for Sunday Karma here on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
You just don't mean it. You're so insane. You're so insane. Shut up and just enjoy this feeling. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? No, I ain't happy yet. But
I'm nervous. I am. I'm nervous.
Why? About what?
Because the track record of this category is, shall we say, uneven when it comes to the accuracy of the answers.
Yeah, it's very suspect, but isn't that always make life a little more interesting when you got a little drama to deal with? You don't know what's going to happen here. You know it's probably not going to be accurate. I mean, you feel fairly confident on that.
Matt Coonan via Twitter. Question 1. Which Wisconsin city is farther north? Kenosha or Kewanee? A, Kenosha. B, Kewanee. C, Jesse accidentally used the coordinates for Kimberly for one of these answers, so good luck.
That is rude.
And fair. Time now for trivia.
By the way, Jesse, ChatGPT definitely can solve all your, if you're running late, or I know you're working hard because you're doing what you feel like is a TV show, a radio show, you're producing both, you don't have time. Throw this in the ChatGPT and see what happens. I bet you're going to get good questions.
We got to get the Chippewa Falls.
Again, we don't have time for this right now. We need to play trivia. But why someone who, and I agree with him, is so concerned about where AI is taking us and the dangers of it, and who read the New York Times article I sent him, thank you for your service, is still pushing to use AI on the show, I don't understand it. Maybe AI can explain it to me. Maybe if I ask ChatGPT, why, if Tausch hates AI, does he keep pushing for you to be used on our show? Maybe ChatGPT can tell me. Hopefully Chris in Cedarburg can tell me 3 correct answers, and hopefully Jesse has them all correct in the questions. Chris, good morning. Welcome to Wilde Tausch.
Good morning. Good morning, guys.
All right. Tausch is going to help you, sort of, but not really, with these questions. So I'll be asking them all. So, question 1. JJ, TJ, and Derek Watt all grew up and graduated from high school in which of these Wisconsin cities? Pewaukee, Packwaukee, or Wasaki?
P for Pewaukee.
That's correct.
Thank you for your
Wasaki, by the way, Wasaki. Anthony
Pieper.
Yes, he ended up, I believe, going to Marquette, and what a shooting guard. He was one of those, he was Steph Curry before Steph Curry.
Yeah, high-volume
Shot
shooter.
from everywhere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And very good. All right, question 2, Tausch and Chris. Which of these is not... These are the ones where we sometimes have issues. Which one of these is not the name of a real town in Wisconsin? Not a real town in Wisconsin. Luxembourg, Holland, or Finland?
C, Finland.
Tausch, we're going to do this like Hollywood Squares.
So I know that Luxembourg is. It comes down to Holland or Finland. I am going to agree. X gets the square that it is Finland. Where is Holland at, Jesse?
Holland is, I believe this was one near the bottom of Brown County or Door County. It's in the Green Bay area.
But you don't know for sure.
Well, there was another one that I looked up too, but I don't. Holland is up there somewhere.
Okay, fair enough.
The closest we could get to Finland is there was Little Finland, which is a historical site up near Hurley. But there is no actual Finland.
All right, we're sure that that's not its own little unincorporated Hurley-adjacent community, right?
Historical site, which is not a real place. It is a historical site. And even if it was, Chris got it right. There's no issue.
So we're just moving on. Fair enough.
Unless I get audited and it gets reversed.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the first time that's happened. Well, you answered it correctly at the time in which you answered it, so you will get credit regardless. Now, question 3 for a clean sweep with Tausch's help. Longitudinally.
This is the best. I love this.
Which of these Wisconsin cities is located farthest west? Farthest west.
Okay.
Is it Platteville, Viroqua, or Medford? Farthest west longitudinally, Platteville, Viroqua, or Medford?
Man.
I've only been to one of them, and one of my best friends from high school, his parents grew up there. I am going to go with Viroqua for sentimental reasons.
Tausch?
So I know it's not Medford. Medford is more north. It's north of Wausau. Viroqua is near La Crosse, and obviously Platteville, southwestern part of the state. I am going against the grain here. I'm going Platteville. I think it juts out a little bit.
Juts?
I think I'm saying Platteville.
Oh, there's some jutting going on.
One of you is correct.
Uh-oh. Oh, no!
Pick me!
Viroqua is correct!
Right.
Your sentimentality gets you a clean sweep.
Boy,
I guess
it's
we could have asked
razors close.
Yeah, I guess
How close, Jesse?
Not as close as you would think.
Okay.
Because when you do the hand thing, you go up to the northern part of Wisconsin. The southwestern part actually cuts in a little bit.
When you
where
do the
Platteville-
hand
so
thing.
it juts in. It juts in,
Oh, there's
whereas
jutting.
Viroqua juts out.
Yeah, yeah.
Towards the Miss, the old Miss, right?
Correct, towards the Ole Miss, which is
I was
A little
I was pulling for you because you had a tough start to the morning. I felt bad for
It
you.
was actually more yesterday that was really tough on him.
Yeah, but he was reacting to it this morning and putting that burden on all of our shoulders.
Well, Chris, congratulations.
Thank you, Chris, for supporting.
And for your service. You got all 3 right. That means you get 4 entries into Friday's drawing. We appreciate you playing and for being Tausch's emotional support trivia contestants.
Animal.
Yes.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
If the paw fits.
Is it touch? It's Wilde Tausch, isn't it?
That was. I didn't know that one. I would have guessed Platteville also. When I think of the western part of the state, I feel like I think of that, like Prairie du Chien, etc.
Yeah, it does. Now that Jesse says that, it does kind of indent in and then kind of bubbles back out. And I don't know if that's Mississippi River related or why that's the case. But Max asked me why Duluth, how state, and I know there's that documentary, How States Get Their Shapes, but he's like, how does it end up splitting like this? Why is it the way it is? I don't have an answer for him. Why Minnesota's shape is the way it is? Why Wisconsin's? Maybe I'll take a look at that documentary.
So there's a documentary that answers this question?
Yeah, there's like a YouTube video or something, but we're driving across that bridge, Superior to Duluth. Obviously, Superior's on the Wisconsin side, Duluth is on the Minnesota side. And it was just like, why is it this way? And I assume it's something to do with, I don't know how this all formed, and I guess I need to be more educated about it. So I will.
We look forward to you reporting back on that question.
Like why Platteville is part of Wisconsin and not Illinois. I don't know.
Why can't we get Dubuque onto our state?
We can't get Dubuque without Platteville. You can't just skip over one to get to the other.
Yeah, but we have Platteville. That's the point. Why do we have Platteville? Why do we not have Dubuque? Those are all interesting questions to me.
You guys see on the screen here, mailman Matt letting us know Holland is east of Kaukauna.
Oh, okay.
Longitudinally, it's east of Kaukauna. Does it smell there? Just a question.
Won't residents of Kaukauna take that up with you?
I think the residents of Kaukauna are aware that at certain points in the day or the week, it stinks there. I think they're aware. I don't think they're offended.
Why don't they put a bread factory in Kaukauna to kind of offset? Because every time you drive by a nice bread factory, you get that great smell. You get a little yin and yang with the paper smell compared to the bread, the bakery smell.
How about they just put like a Glade aerosol spray factory instead, and then wouldn't that help?
Another option. Yeah, there's all kinds of options.
Candles, cotton candy.
All right, this segment stinks. Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Hi, this is Brian Posick, and I can't wait for Marco Siki's 5th annual Casting for Kids Fishing Tournament, Saturday, May 20th on the Madison Chain of Lakes to benefit the American Family Children's Hospital and the UW Carbone Cancer Center. Check in at the Alliant Energy Center at 7 a.m. Fishing starts at 8, happy hour at 2:30, then dinner and auction at 3:30. It's a great day for fishing and fundraising on Saturday, May 20th. Register now and check out the online auction at castingforkids.org. That's casting4kids.org.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, home of the Big Win and Madison Casino Guru, is transforming guests into winners. Making an ordinary day into a big win day is easy with a 95% average payout. And with over 140 daily jackpots, the number of people winning has never been bigger. So what are you waiting for? Escape to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison for your next big win.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Looking for your next spot out with family or friends? Head to one of Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company's 4 locations in the Madison area. Whether you're on the east side, downtown, in Fitchburg, or at Hilldale, you're sure to enjoy one of Madison's favorite traditions. Head to GreatDanePub.com to find a location near you. Always local, always welcoming, and always committed to the craft. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994.
Forward Madison FC's professional soccer season is in full swing from Breeze Stevens Field. The Flamingos' next home game is Thursday, May 18th at 7 p.m., only 4 days after Mother's Day. To celebrate, Forward Madison has the perfect ticket package for any mom in your life. Get a ticket, belt bag, can of wine, and bumper stickers starting at just $33. To purchase this package or single game tickets, head to ForwardMadisonFC.com. Forward Madison, fun for all.
Looking to make an impact in your community? Consider applying to become a mentor with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Dane County. Big Brothers Big Sisters of Dane County currently serves nearly 500 children and has over 200 waiting to be matched with a mentor like you. No skills are required, just a desire to make a difference in the lives of children. Make a big impact. Volunteer today at bbbsmadison.org to complete your application. That's bbbsmadison.org. Big Brothers Big Sisters of Dane County. Together, we are defenders of potential.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, home of the Big Win and Madison Casino Guru, is transforming guests into winners. Making an ordinary day into a big win day is easy with a 95% average payout. And with over 140 daily jackpots, the number of people winning has never been bigger. So what are you waiting for? Escape to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison for your next big win.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Life's more rewarding at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, especially when it comes to lawn care. Right now, get unbeatable deals on a huge selection of lawn tractors, mowers, and more. Like a Cub Cadet electric mini riding mower with up to an hour of mow time per charge. For cars and trucks, get 20% off all Dickies and Ergo Drive automotive accessories. Assorted Midwest can fuel cans, just $17.99. And all Trico and Michelin wiper blades, buy one, get one half price.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Time for me to fly. Oh, I got to set myself free. Time for me to fly. That's just how it's got to be. I know it hurts to say goodbye, but it's time for me to fly.
We need more REO Speedwagon on this show. Just one
should have
man's
came
opinion.
when AmFam Championship.
Yes,
REO
every
Speedwagon.
time I
Great
mention
show.
them, you then mention that I didn't go with you. Who's the show for
had
this
an
year's AmFam
You
Championship?
had an opportunity.
I've seen
You
them
had an
live
opportunity,
many
you know.
times, dating back to about 1986.
Didn't you see him live here?
I didn't. No, I'm sure I had a conflict. Otherwise, I would have loved to have spent time with you outside of
You
work.
were down here. We were at the golf tournament, and it was the concert was that night.
Yeah, but
So
I had to
you were here.
return to Green Bay. I'm going to see you in person soon enough, and I look forward to that. I'm very excited.
I'm sure you do.
Time now for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde Tausch.
Oh, boy. Power Rankings Wednesday. Jason gave his for the draft picks earlier. I found a little article from ESPN college football writer Mark Schlabach.
Schlabes. Schlaby.
The Schlabes with the top 25 post-spring game college football power rankings. Checking in at number 25. Top 25 for the Badgers. Here's what Schlabach says about the Wisconsin Badgers. Jason, you're giving us that look, but you like reading on the radio.
I love reading on the radio. Putting up rankings based on spring ball, sketch. Just being honest.
You don't got to crush the Schlabes like that.
I'm more of a Heather Dinich guy.
Under new coach Luke Fickell, the Badgers have ditched the, quote, 3 yards and a cloud of dust offense that had been a staple since Barry Alvarez was roaming the sidelines. Now, Wisconsin is running offensive coordinator Phil Longo's version of the up-tempo air raid attack. Quarterback Tanner Mordecai, a 2-year starter at SMU, struggled in the spring game but performed well otherwise. 4 transfer receivers were also brought in to help with the transformation. Longo wants the Badgers to be balanced. Tailbacks Braylon Allen and Ches Malusi combined to run for 1,715 yards in 2022. With all the Aaron Rodgers drama, we really barely touched outside of when Phil Longo joined us about the launch and the Badgers spring game. But Tausch, top 25 for post-spring game power rankings. Yes, it's silly, but it seems like there's not only positive vibes in Madison and around the state for this team, but nationally they're starting to get recognized as a new brand of Wisconsin football. Have you seen much of the same?
I think Wisconsin's always top 25 in spring, right? I mean, this isn't something new. Is the excitement higher? Yeah. Sitting at the launch, it was different. Faster, more tempo, more plays, but there's still a growing and learning curve that everybody has to deal with. So I think the hire of Luke Fickell has been roundly applauded, and now you have to start seeing some of those results. I think the spring was just a baseline, kind of getting it out there. You could see not as much pounding of the football. You're still going to be a running football team when you're talking about Braylon Allen and Ches, but there's more spread. I mean, there's definitely a different look to it. But as Phil Longo told us when he joined us, this isn't going to be about, well, this is the system, we're going to fit the system. The players need to be utilized in the best way that they can be utilized. And I don't think you snap your fingers and just say overnight, all right, we're going to be Mike Leach's run and gun teams from Texas Tech and at Mississippi State. And that would be coaching malpractice. So, yeah, it's great that everybody's excited, but I think everybody has to also kind of temper their expectations a little bit, and let's see what these guys can do when they're playing other Division I schools.
Don't you think that we are in trust the process mode for both of the football teams, the Division I FBS football team and the NFL football team in our state? Like, don't we? There's a restocking, a reloading, or some might say rebuilding of the roster in Green Bay with a new quarterback. I don't care how many 4- and 5-star recruits are transferring through the portal. It's still an adjustment. Do I think the Wisconsin Badgers are going to be a much better team at the end of the year than they are at the beginning of the year? I do. But it's okay for things to be a process. And I think they're both going to experience that. And I'm guessing there's going to be a game where you're going to feel like the Badgers were going to win and they're either going to sneak out a win or they're going to lose. And we're going to be talking about the process with Derek Blakesley that following Tuesday this fall. And that's okay.
Yeah, it is, and I think we all let the excitement enjoy that part of it because it's been fun and it's new.
No doubt.
But you also need to kind of take a look at the big picture and say, this is by far from a finished product on both sides of it.
Whoa, Nelly! Last one today is National Bike to School Day. Growing up, my favorite way to get to and from school was walking because there was a park that we walked through, and so we got to there was a little trail you walked through. It was like a little nature walk on your way to go into the middle school.
Did you grow up in Mayberry?
No, Muskego. Lake Danoon Middle School.
Lake Danoon.
Go Timberwolves. I think that's what they were. Actually, I don't remember.
You're not sure what your middle school team nickname was?
I think it was a new middle school, Jason. It hadn't been around very long when I started. I think we were the Timberwolves.
But you were still there.
Been a while. What was your favorite?
I'll be honest. I went to St. Mary's, and I don't know what our nickname was. No idea.
What was yours, Jason, if you're so smug?
The St.
Grade
Paul's
school, right?
Panthers. It's a K through 8 school, so I didn't change schools.
That's cheating.
I can't change where I went to school.
Yeah, that's not fair. I went K through 6, or 1st through 6th, and I think my mom will be able to text me if St. Mary's had a school nickname. I don't think we did.
You were
the
just
nuns.
St. Mary's.
They
St.
had.
Mary's,
You had sport. Did you have sports teams?
We all joined together. It wasn't just our small Catholic school. It was
A little
everybody.
co-op program.
Oh,
So we were
like
the Auburndale
Sugar
Apaches. We were the Auburndale Apaches all the way through, even though we didn't go to Auburndale at that point. It was a Catholic school in Auburndale.
I was going to ask,
St. Mary's had a nickname, and I just forget about it.
what tops your power rankings of your favorite mode of transportation to or from school when you were younger?
Tractor, for me.
You did not.
Like, there's nothing better than rocking a tractor to school.
Tell me you never did that.
74 Chevy pickup, that was boss, too. Those would be my two.
Are you making these up as you go along?
Days.
What are you?
No,
you drove the tractor to
days at
school?
Well, when I was little, obviously I didn't drive it, but I don't know if we ever. They had days where you had everybody bring the tractors in, and then people would go look, and you'd have
Tractor day.
parade.
You actually rode your tractor to school.
I don't recall. I think we had moved off the farm before I got to high school, but yes, I know for a fact that there were people that would drive their tractors to school. Yes. We need more of that in this world.
She thinks my tractor's sexy. Isn't that a song?
It is a song.
She thinks my tractor's sexy and a very effective mode of transportation to school as well. That's the second verse.
Well, what is the answer to that? Bike?
Well, you can bike, you can walk, you can get driven, you can take a bus.
You know what happened here?
That's a lazy question.
You know what happened here? Yeah. He didn't get any of the questions wrong in trivia, so he had to have a mistake at some point during the show, and it was this question in Wonelli.
What's your favorite way to get to the grocery store?
I mean, if this leads to
Scooter,
if this leads to Tausch telling us he rode a tractor to school, I feel like that's a win for us. Like we learned something new.
Yeah, I had to save you. What did you? I felt like you were throwing life jackets out. All right, great. I'll grab one.
You know what, Tausch?
This segment needed it.
Jesse, you know what you should say to Tausch right now.
Thank you for your service.
You're very welcome. I'm always here.
Very
to
heartfelt.
Being a teammate is.
We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Olson Toon has been customizing both residential and commercial outdoor living spaces since 1997. Matt Hamilton here from ESPN Madison. For over 50 years of combined experience in their management and design teams, Olson Toon has become one of Wisconsin's premier building and landscaping outdoor living firms. Landscaping and maintenance, irrigation, concrete work, pools, and more. If you have an outdoor living need, Olson Toon is here to help. Go to olsontoon.com to get started on your home project today. That's olsontoon.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994. Find the Great Dane nearest you at greatdanepub.com. With the NFL draft in the rearview mirror, two former Badgers who didn't get drafted are getting their first opportunities in the NFL. Offensive lineman Tyler Beach has signed with the Houston Texans as an undrafted free agent, and safety John Torchio has two scheduled tryouts, the first of which with former teammate Joe Tippmann's new team, the New York Jets. If the Jets do not sign Torchio after his tryout, he will have a second tryout with the Tennessee Titans. Continued coverage on Badgers in the draft over at ESPNWisconsin.com.
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Jeff Levering and wife Ashley love their new patio door from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It's like having a brand new kitchen. It's so bright, it's so clear. I can see the kids outside playing.
I love the roll screen. The fact that the screen is on the inside, no drafts. It's a game changer.
Get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and have everything installed in as little as a day. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Offer ends 5/31/2023.
Live the high life and get to the nitty-gritty, home of the award-winning Gritty Burger and the official birthday place. Enjoy a full menu including sandwiches, specialty burgers, wraps, salads, and weekend brunch. Plus, the Nitty-Gritty offers an extensive tap beer list and craft cocktails. It's a family-friendly environment and a great place to watch the big game. Located in downtown Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie, the Nitty-Gritty, a tradition since 1968. Check out our Miller High Life Power Hour specials daily. Also enjoy High Life at Deluxe, Bar Carolini, and Jordan's Big Ten Pub.
Like, share, and follow ESPN Madison everywhere. Join us on Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok for more great content from ESPN Madison. This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Hey guys, do you know how the farmer made his crop circles perfectly round?
How'd he do it?
How? He used a protractor.
That's pretty good.
I do. If your mom has a picture of you going to school, like with Denny driving you in the tractor or something, that I'm all in on. I want to see that.
I think we lived a little farther away. We were out in Millador, so I'm not 100% sure. But
Lovely
I know
area.
a lot of folks that were closer. I was more of a bus guy. I took the bus. Hard knock life.
Learn a lot on the bus.
What do you call a reality show for farmers? X-Tractor. I've got a ton of them here. What do all farmers have in common? They're all pro-tractor. No?
Okay,
No?
stop with the protractor. You can't
Give us
go to
something new
protractor
here, yeah.
well 5 times. Like, what are we doing?
The last one.
Finish strong.
This is in homage to Homer's visit to our show. What's big, red in color, and would kill you if it fell from a tree?
An international.
A tractor. I don't even get it. That's it for us today. Thanks for coming along for the ride. We will do it again tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on Wisconsin On Demand.